bloody fog and a sea of blood. This is all that the hero had a chance to see. He remembered his comrade's words, how he told him to run away. No one will be able to destroy the human race. They will still be able to survive and will be saved. In the end, there was only he left. The hero was surrounded by hundreds of monsters led by a demon. "You can't defeat me," said Ember. That was his name, Qin Feng. That was the name of the last survivor, and he was truly a complete zero in martial arts. It was all in vain, declared the hero, for he had lived a good, long life, 100,000 years. All he could do was look helplessly at his comrades and continue to fight. He touched 2 of his fingers to his lips, and creating a fiery aura around himself, he shouted, "Come on, attack!" After all, today the hero will fight to the very end. The main enemy appeared before him in the blink of an eye, and dealt him a crushing blow. In this life, Feng had a useless body, but he was able to reach the pinnacle of alchemy. "I really am a good-for-nothing weakling," he thought before he died. If only he had the chance to be reborn, he would definitely perfect his martial arts, and I would correct my mistakes in defiance of heaven. Suddenly the hero woke up, breathing heavily. "Where am I?" he thought. His whole body was bandaged, which worried him even more. He still had the amulet from his past life. Touching it with his hand, he began to imagine images of comrades and war. "These memories, I was reborn," Feng exclaimed. This was the moment when Lin Xuan made it so that he could no longer master martial arts. He remembered how he approached her with the fact that he had won the competition. So why was she, his fiancée, trying to kill the hero? "I entered into a marriage contract with you 3 years ago, only to temporarily join your family," the girl said. "Thanks to this, I rose to the 3rd step." "You bastard, do you really think you deserve me?" she asked. The hero's eyes became lifeless from the information he received. In his past life, martial arts had become exhausted, so he had no choice but to focus on alchemy. Although he had reached the peak in this area, it was not enough. "If only I could practice martial arts, the tragedy of the demon clan's invasion could have been avoided." Thanks to the jade pendant, he had a chance to start over. While getting dressed, I decided to focus on getting stronger. Be it alchemy or martial arts, he can handle it all, and will definitely reach the top. As he was leaving the house, a man ran up to him, shouting that things were bad for them. It was the commander of the Qin family's medical garden guard, named San Qiu, who declared that the family's eldest son, Lang, wished to see a hero. The hero remembered this moment in his life well. This man came to ask for control of the garden, and took the opportunity to humiliate the alchemist. There was nothing left to do but meet this bastard. In a matter of moments, the hero and the commander of the guard reached the right place. The dialogue immediately began with a threat from the eldest son. His sister had achieved significant heights in martial arts. If he did not receive the garden, then Feng would be in trouble. "Aren't you ashamed to hide behind a girl?" asked the excited hero. These words touched Lin Lan. When the marriage contract was dissolved, why did they return for what they themselves had given up? Asked the alchemist. "Somehow this is wrong," the hero said, barely holding back his laughter. Lan was beside himself with anger. He was deeply hurt by the hero's sarcastic mood. "If my sister hadn't entered into a marriage contract with you," he began, "then you would have been killed long ago," said the eldest son, adding that even after this, the hero remains ungrateful towards Xuan. "Oh, you even managed to drag it in here," Feng quipped. The hero's family guards surrounded the bastard, pointing spears at him. Damn, he was always so calm and docile. What happened today? Lan wondered. Then he proposed a bet to the alchemist. If the hero wins the year's award in the competition in their field, Lan will give him the family iron mine. But if he loses, he will lose the medical garden. "We've got a deal. We'll sign a written agreement," Feng clarified. The alchemist's family member was surprised to hear this. He didn't think that the hero would suffer something like this. "Let's sign," shouted a confident Lan. "Why am I so upset? He's a real idiot," the bastard thought. "Don't beg for mercy when the time comes," the eldest son added at last. "Ah, the young master is an adult, but still such a child," said a member of the Qin family. "When the time comes, that bastard will be on my knees," Feng declared. After such an unpleasant conversation, I went to meditate. Suddenly, blood started coming from his mouth. Even though my strength had dropped to the level of Qi, he still had prospects. Thanks to the improvement of magical techniques, he was able to solve the problem of blood loss. The warrior had 6 realms. Qi and blood were the weakest. The second was the kingdom of the hardening environment. The next one was simply called the main one. The kingdom of emptiness was of no small importance. The penultimate was called a false god. Well, the final kingdom, the demigod, each of them was divided into 10 levels. In his past life, the hero lost his cultivation base due to Lin Xuan, but now he has retained it thanks to the god transformation technique. This is a special technique he discovered in his past life. The effect is to enhance the perception of the 6 senses. It may seem mediocre, but people who practiced it became popular figures. "Young sir, a disaster has occurred," came from behind the door. "News just arrived that the drug collection time has been moved 6 months ahead of schedule. All the herbs have withered, even if ideal conditions for their growth are created. They will not have time to do everything in time. That's how it is, said the hero, beginning the transformation. Feng used all 6 senses. Someone planted weeds in this place. It was definitely Lan, no wonder he wanted to make a bet. But it was a wonderful gift from him. 10 days later, a herb collector appeared, accompanied by Brother Xuan. They were met by a member of the Feng family who asked them to wait. At such an early morning, the hero suddenly appeared and blurted out, "You saw it!" Qin Feng didn't kneel in front of the herb gatherer and is still trying to say something sarcastic, the bastard blurted out. "I'm giving you a chance to apologize," said the Qin family's collector Yulan. "Please don't be angry," the hero's comrade yelled. "Disobedience could result in a huge fine." "Fuck you, you fucking bastard," said the hero. The faces of all 3 took on an unnatural appearance. "You are a simple herb gatherer. Don't think that you have any other powers," Feng continued to insist. "What kind of attitude is this? Where does such arrogance come from?" Yulan screamed. "According to past practice, there are a lot of herbs and they are all ready for you," the hero stated. "Don't you know that this year the standard was raised 3-fold? And now with your behavior you have doubled it. If by the evening you fail to pay the quota," the collector screamed. "You'll lose your head," he blurted out, threatening with his sword. This did not frighten the hero at all, unlike his family member. Lan had already appeased Yulan by organizing a luxurious vacation for him. If Feng loses, they split the medical garden in half. The bastard also hired a spy who reported that the hero was the only one working in the garden. What effective tricks could a brat who doesn't understand anything about herbs come up with? Lan wondered. "Triple standard in double volume, then follow me," said the hero. Feng was serious. Walking across the bridge, the bastard noticed the crops. He laughed, for it was he who poisoned them. "Xin Feng, these are the herbs planted in your famous medicine garden. They are rotten and withered," Lan mocked. Seeing this, Yulan thought that the hero was making fun of him. As expected, the scum saw only the trash, but did not pay attention to the main treasure. "Look here, you blind assholes," the alchemist blurted out. The beds were planted with an abundance of medicinal crops. The trio's eyes widened at what they saw. How could this happen? Does Feng even know how to care for medicinal herbs, the bastard wondered. The color of this grass was good. It was all first class. Its quality exceeded all standards. "So that's what you've been doing all this time, young sir," said the family member. Lana began to burst with anger towards the hero. Lian grass is a terrible weed by nature, and planting it among medicinal plants will naturally cause them to wither. However, at this time, no one knows yet that if it is planted on the opposite side of the sun, it will change its properties and will accelerate the growth and quality of medicinal plants. Approaching the bastard, the hero declared, "You don't need to know how I did it. All that matters is that you lost the argument." As soon as the conversation turned to the mine, Lan declared that he would not give anything away. "Oh, what do we have here, some important piece of paper?" the hero began to mock. "If he doesn't get his mine, the bastard will go to prison for the rest of his life." As soon as the loser looked at Yulan, he declared that he had nothing to do with the bet. A moment later, the hero and his family found themselves at the mine and asked to thank Brother Lan for this. On the way back, Feng said that he had taken a great risk. From his past life, he remembered that this iron mine was not simple. It contained a lot of valuable, mysterious iron ore. Suddenly a guard appeared and reported that something had happened in the mine. It collapsed, crushing dozens of miners alive. The mothers tried to get inside, but were stopped by guards. The hero understood what was happening. The miners' families began to blame the Qin family for everything. While the mine belonged to the Lin family, everything was fine, but people were angry. "Bring back my father! Bring back my son!" they shouted at the innocent hero. A family member offered the young gentleman to leave, but he refused. Then he used the feeling of the internal state, and I saw what was happening inside the mine. The miners were still alive. Judging by the tracks, it was not a complete collapse. It was obvious that it was a man-made explosion. Here's the thing, Lan blew up this place after losing. He wants to arouse public anger against the hero. "Silence!" shouted the young master. "Listen to me, the miners inside are still alive," Feng said. But people didn't believe him. They thought the young man was lying. Feng could only mock the hero. A member of the alchemist's family tried to hold back the crowd. "Get out of here, this crowd will finish you off," the guard said. The hero looked at them with glassy eyes and thought about what to do next. "Qin family, stop resisting, lay down your arms," a cry rang out from the crowd. "Dear people, what if your loved ones still have a chance of salvation?" the young man said. "Do you really want to hand it over?" he asked them. "I swear on my life that I will save them," said the hero. "If after the excavations we find dead people, do with me what you want," Feng said, walking towards the crowd. "Do you agree to this?" he asked them. The people were taken aback by what they heard. "It's worth a try," came from the crowd. Some were going to work with a shovel, others were going to move stones. The hero then turned to his family member, Sang-Q. "Dig as much as you like," said the one who organized the collapse. "After all, the bastard has long ago placed swamp miasma inside, so they will either die from the stones or from the toxins." After 2 hours, people managed to dig through. They immediately started calling their relatives through the window that appeared. In front of them, they saw strong men lying unconscious. Accusations against Feng were immediately heard. "Didn't he say you could do whatever you wanted with him?" the bastard interjected.
Die, die, the crowd shouted.
"Ha, the fool has no proof that it was me," Lan laughed. A member of Feng's family arrived at the scene with some kind of fruit or vegetables. "Sankyu, stuff the pre-chewed peel into their mouths as quickly as possible," the young man commanded. "To avoid contaminating the medicine, you can put it directly into your mouth." Qin Feng has gone crazy, the bastard thought. It seemed to him that the hero was mocking the corpses in order to vent his anger. Then he began to turn people against the alchemist. "Don't be afraid, Sankyu, go ahead," Feng said. "Young master, aren't we increasing the chances of being killed?" cried the hero's family member. One of the miners woke up. "I had a very long and strange dream," he said. "What the hell, the dead have risen!" Sankyu screamed. "Son, you are risen. We thought you were dead," exclaimed a family member of the first revived miner. "The swamp miasma is extremely poisonous, but if you chew the peel of the Tianluo fruit in time, the effect can be eliminated." Then the hero asked the poor fellow to tell him what he remembered before the collapse. "Lin Lang, he blew up the entrance to the cave, afraid that we might escape. Brought poison here," the man said. That's right. It's all his fault," others agreed. "Well, dear families, the truth has come out," Feng declared. "So right now you can express all your dissatisfaction to him." The bastard's cry echoed throughout the mountains. Inside the mine, the hero was carefully searching for something, mysterious iron ore. Suddenly he was distracted by the first of the rescued. All the miners thanked the hero for saving them. This gesture surprised him greatly. The guy gave the workers time to rest. "Yes, Master Qinfeng, we swear that we will carry out any of your orders," a voice rang out from the crowd. Then the hero asked where Lan had gone. He was surrounded and managed to escape. There was no place for him in the city anymore. He must have hidden this ore, Feng thought. Then he asked a member of his family if he knew any moneylenders in Yunying City. "Yes, the loan sharks in this city are terrifying even to those who don't deal with them. If you borrow money from them and don't pay it back on time, you risk being disabled for the rest of your life, and it's practically impossible to pay it back. The interest rate is too high. Only desperate fools would borrow from them." "Are you trying to borrow from them?" Sankyu asked, to which he received the answer that the young man had already done, so it was about 500 gold coins. The family member didn't understand why, since 20 a year is enough for people to live comfortably. The young gentleman needed money to care for medicinal plants. Initially, the hero wanted to take all the iron and also find Xuanfeng ore, so he could repay the debt. But Lan took the second one with him. "It's all over. All that's left is to sell the medical garden, and without it the family will perish," Sankyu screamed. Suddenly someone's laughter was heard from behind. It was the hero's father, a guard of the city of Yunying, who hurried to inquire about the boy's health. "Sir, your son borrowed," Sankyu intervened, but Feng silenced him. In his past life, his father went out of his way to take care of his son, literally risking his own health. At the same time, Feng will not let his dad worry about him. "Now you don't have to worry. I spent a lot of money and bought you body-tempering pills. With their help, you will be able to restore your cultivation base," said the father. "Dad, you don't have to worry about me. I'm much better," the hero said. Then the father abruptly grabbed the boy by the hand. "How did your cultivation base grow to the highest stage of qi and blood?" asked the father. To which he received the answer, "He will get the answer at home." "Are you saying that you found a teacher who helped you and will teach you alchemy?" Qin Wanli asked. "Will my son really become an alchemist?" the father asked. Feng said that the teacher declared that the boy was his most talented student, which made his dad very happy. "Father, my sensei doesn't like strangers," the hero declared. "That's right. Experts of such a level want to live in solitude," Wanli said. It was wrong to lie to him, but the hero knew no other justification for his sudden knowledge of alchemy. As a farewell, the father gave his son the Qin family's martial order. Even though they hadn't seen each other for a long time, it was time for him to go about his business. This military order was truly very important. Why his father gave it to him, Feng did not understand. "Young master," a voice rang out in the medical garden. "Someone has come to meet you," Sankyu declared. "Raise all the guards and put them on alert," the hero declared. This is the end. He completely forgot that today is the last day to pay off debts to loan sharks. It seemed as if the gates were about to be broken down. If you don't repay the debt, the loan sharks can take away your house. The hero was ready to fight to the death. But what they met were not moneylenders at all. "My name is Enhouchen," said the girl who appeared. "She came to thank the guys for saving me." "No, I'm not a moneylender but a miner," she said. She added that she came here for her future husband. The hero remembered something he had not attached any importance to at the time. She was the only girl he fed fruit mouth to mouth and deliberately took advantage of her vulnerability. "So you came here to repay our kindness," the hero clarified. "That's right," she said. The girl knew where the wonderful ore was hidden. The girl did not immediately lose consciousness. She took a homemade detox pill and was conscious longer than everyone else, and then heard about the location of the ore. Are you saying that you prepared a detox pill yourself without the proper knowledge, the hero clarified? Yes, I learned this from books, Houchin said. Although it had its flaws, the fact that the pill was prepared without a teacher was astonishing. Then the hero asked her if she wanted to become an alchemist. He added that he was ready to take her on as his student. I'll hire a student so I have more time to practice martial arts. The guy has already calculated everything. The girl thought that the hero wanted to take her as his wife. She thought she had found a good husband. He thought she had found a good slave. A few days later, the hero arrived in the city of Fengming. When Sangqiu asked how much the gentleman planned to sell, he received the answer that it would be enough to pay off the loan sharks. Then he showed one of his fingers, which, in his opinion, meant 1,000 gold coins. Then Sangqiu began to think about how best to do this. No, friend, you didn't understand, the hero declared. He already owed the moneylenders 10,000. This information shocked the guy. Space, believe in me, the young man said. For her sake, he and Houchin worked hard for several days, improving the quality beyond recognition. The first of the potential buyers said that he would be sorry to pay even 100 for such ore. As we know, the wonderful iron ore is crystal clear and has the shape of a precious stone. You mean this cobblestone looks like a precious stone, the merchant said. In that case, you are an amateur, the hero intervened. Then the owner of the store, Treasurer Gao, approached them and asked what all the noise was about. Then the seller started to protest, saying that they were trying to sell him fake miracle ore. Get out of here, they don't accept fakes here, Gao said and closed the door in front of the guys. How dare you talk about her like that? Feng didn't calm down. Yes, the treasurer's power is not inferior to our family, but because of him, they were forced to leave Fengming and go to another city. Because of this trip, the hero will again be late in paying the debt. Gao, meanwhile, told his employee that if he encountered such swindlers again, they should be fired immediately. Then he noticed the coal that was lying on the counter. It was the wonderful ore. Then Gao took a closer look at her, rubbed it with a white napkin, and she shone with a turquoise light. Wait, it's so bright, Gao exclaimed. Even after seeing it, the seller did not believe that it was real, and began to make all sorts of arguments against Feng. But this did not last long, because Gao hit him with the words, "You offended an important person." Get the money ready, we're going to apologize, the treasurer added. Meanwhile, the boys had already reached the mountain gorge. Sangqiu and the guard tried to dissuade the hero from going anywhere. I don't think they'll be able to sell the ore. Gao appeared on the horizon and announced that he was ready to buy all the ore from the guys. The treasurer knelt down and apologized. And you know your stuff, said the hero. It seemed that Sangqiu and the guards were more pleased than Feng. Now I'm not ready to sell it to you, the hero declared. I really want to sell you the whole lot, but your friend has embarrassed my subordinates, so I won't do it, the young man said. We want to sell. We don't hold a grudge against anyone, Sangqiu thought. Then Gao began to publicly scold his comrade. An ordinary miracle ore shines like a precious stone. This is because common miracle ore contains a lot of useless crystals, and they are difficult to remove, which creates the illusion that it looks like a gemstone. But in fact, the purer it is, the darker the color, and as soon as it is stimulated by the aura, it will begin to emit light. The better the quality, the brighter the glow. The salesman and the Qin family member were perplexed by what they heard. It was of a superb level of cleanliness. It seemed that behind this young man there was an incomprehensible and powerful alchemist, Gao thought. Now that he has realized the full value, let him not blame me for asking for more, the hero reasoned. Your seller was so confident in his rightness that he declared that if the stone turned out to be precious ore, it would bow upside down, the alchemist declared. Or something like that, he doesn't remember anymore. Gao clenched his fist. You idiot, you have to answer for your words, he attacked the seller. Tom had to fulfill his promise. Then Gao offered to buy her for 30,000 gold. So this is how you get rich, Sangqiu thought. Well, gentlemen, not only will we pay off the debt, but there will still be some left over, said Feng. Then the boys went shopping. Meanwhile, night had already fallen. Lan went to his father to complain about Feng. I was beaten. Your son was humiliated, he repeated. What? This traitor dared to set you up, the father clarified. Yes, and now he is in Fengming. Help me, Brother Xuan begged. This idiot will not survive tomorrow, the head of the family declared. The bastard smiled unnaturally. The events moved to the Qin family estate. The pills his father gave him were quite good, and thanks to them, the hero was able to rise to the 5th level of the kingdom and blood. Then Feng was enveloped in an unimaginable yellow aura. Suddenly something caught his attention. In order to find out what happened, I used divine sensation. He saw ninjas around the house. I don't think I invited anyone, the hero thought. Brother, I'll distract him, and then you'll burst in and kill him, said the killer. I understand you, let's go, answered the other one. The hero had already approached the door and hit it with all his might. The assassins were taken aback by what they saw. Good evening. Are you looking for someone specific, the hero clarified. I knew about your arrival even before you entered, the young man stated. He added that he went out to practice on them. They had killed other people so many times before, and this was the first time that the prey had come to them on its own. For the first time in 10,000 years, the young man was about to fight. "I'll let you see how wrong you are. I'll weaken your confidence," said the ninja. "You will pay for this lesson with your life," he added. "Relax, it's just a fight. When studying martial arts, you encounter this sooner or later. He needs to gain as much experience as possible," he told himself. "Boy, I'm at the 8th level of the chi and blood stage. I've killed at least 80 people like you," the killer said. "Oh bro, you're using such strong skills to deal with the boy," another one intervened. He had to do everything possible. He couldn't take the enemy lightly. "Die," the assassin shouted. "So this is what the 8th level of the chi stage is like," Feng thought. "Huh, bro, you won't leave a single wet spot on him. Calm down, he's only level 5, another ninja intervened. "Finally, my first battle in the last 100,000 years, thought the hero. "Come on!" he shouted, bringing his fist closer to his opponent's face. Having confidence in himself, Feng managed to hit the assassin. "You killed him!" another ninja exclaimed. Looking at his hand, the guy couldn't believe that he had succeeded. "He was just weak," Feng said. "You can fight me. I promise I will try not to kill you," the young man said. "Yes, he is the devil," thought the surviving killer. "How dare you kill my brother? We have been inseparable all our lives," he said. So he had no choice but to leave the battlefield. "I didn't expect that reading the gods would make my core power so powerful," Feng thought. "Why don't I follow him and find out who sent the killers?" he thought. The events moved to the mansion of the lord of the city of Finman. The killer escaped here. The person who ordered the alchemist must be here too. Someone appeared behind the hero. "Please help, they want to kill," said the poor guy. Then the killer killed. Feng assumed that the customer was getting rid of his own. "A thief has entered the house. Don't let him escape," a voice was heard behind me. "Oh shit," said the hero. In a second, they managed to surround him. "You shouldn't have set me up, you'll pay," said the one standing behind the young man. "You came here because you couldn't finish me off," Lan said. "How come I didn't immediately realize that it was you who sent those idiots?" Feng said. The bastard pretended not to understand what his sworn enemy was talking about. "Do you want to use the power of the city lord to plot against me?" asked the hero. Someone appeared and finished off the wounded ninja. "Master Qin, we called me," he asked. "Lin Lang, you called me? I told you to be careful if you want to kill someone," he said. "Aren't you on our side?" said the hero. "Haha. What did you say? 100 years have passed, and your family still takes the small favors they once did me so seriously," he said. "Get rid of him," said the lord. "Boy, now Lin Xuan, your ex-fiancée, has not only made great progress in her martial arts, but is also about to become the 3rd prince's concubine," the old man added. "Her plans are to displace the Qin family, strip it of its power, and elevate the Lin family in its place, making it one of the 5 most powerful families. So the Lin family will have a great future. What business is it now for the young man's family when they are going through such difficult times?" Lan's father said that he would use a legal excuse not to interfere in the Qin family's affairs. He added that he would get rid of Qin Feng. The hero was carried into the mansion. He thought that he was careless. He did not expect that the city lord would side with the Lin family. Someone's voice was heard near the wall. It was Sankyu. Feng was taken aback when he saw him. "Young master, how did you manage to do such a stupid thing?" asked a family member. "The people in the city lord's mansion are discussing Xuan becoming the 3rd prince's concubine. And supposedly because of this, the hero went berserk and killed 2 members of the royal family. So he will be executed tomorrow." Yes, they came up with a good excuse for death, Feng thought. Now the royal family is the strongest. Even if they said that they wanted to execute him in their own name, the top of the Qin family would only have to agree. Then Sankyu suggested that the young master get out of here. "Actually, I didn't kill anyone," the hero declared. "He was innocent, and therefore wouldn't run away like a dog. Since the guy is a member of the Qin family, he can't just leave." Afterwards, he explained to Sankyu that the guards had changed, and he still had time to escape from here. The guards noticed that the hole was patched with straw. The hero didn't expect that his family would go to so much trouble to help such a callous and ungrateful person. There was nothing else to do. "You forced me to resort to extreme measures," the alchemist declared. A bright flash lit up the sky above the mansion. "Qin," such an inscription appeared in the sky. A crowd of armed warriors hurried here. The hero had no choice but to simply wait. The arriving warriors killed the mansion's worthless guards. One of the fighters approached the hero with a question. "The Qin family's main security group is assembled. What happened?" "Ah, nothing like that. It's just that some people rely on their father too much," the young man said, "and it was necessary to deal with them." Early in the morning, on the way to the execution site, Sankyu explained to the guards that Feng was not a fool and had figured out how to escape. "It is absolutely impossible for the young master to die. It's still morning and they've already hanged him," someone from the crowd shouted. "The morning clearly doesn't start with coffee. How could this happen?" Sankyu was indignant. "Forgive us. We didn't think this would happen," he apologized. "Sankyu, Why are you crying here? I suddenly heard. The family member was taken aback when he heard a familiar voice. Shouldn't you have been executed? He asked, attacking the guy. What are you doing? They're looking at us. The hero was indignant. That bastard's father isn't as good as mine, Feng declared. Lin Lang lost his godfather. This is the city lord, Sankyu said uncertainly. How did you manage to do this was the question the hero received. Yes, easily, thanks to this thing. This is the Qin family's martial order, Sankyu exclaimed. The main security group only needs to see the sign, and they will arrive and obey the sender unconditionally. Then what order did you give? Sankyu asked. Lin Lang and the others dared to kill him. It was clear that he would not let it go. They mercilessly killed everyone they saw. They destroyed the mansion and forced its lord to experience several circles of hell. It's a pity that Feng's father worked so hard and only received a combat medal. Now it's used up. Then Sankyu decided to find out Lin Lang's fate. Do you think that after this you can restore your reputation and become a good person? The crowd shouted. Lan tried to object, but it didn't come out well. I falsely accused him of murder. I am to blame for all the troubles, he repeated. This was the hole through which Sankyu had crawled. Killing this bastard would cause a lot of problems, the hero told his family member. But last night, he threatened Lin Lang to clear Feng's name. Damn, not killing him is a big mistake, Sankyu said. You can do anything with him, but don't let him die, the boy said. That's not quite what I meant, said the young man. Great, then don't overdo it, Sankyu said. Lan's face changed. It was no longer so arrogant. It's time to prepare the next plan. What evil people are, Lan said. After a while, night fell. The Qin family's main security organization approached him. The strongest of the warriors swung his axe. Don't kill me, the bastard screamed. They broke the shackles. Don't be afraid, they're our own, said the unknown person. Your sister is engaged to the third prince, so I have orders to deliver you to the capital, stated His Majesty's relative. The bastard was glad to hear something like that. He wanted to ask the prince to destroy the Feng family. Don't complicate the situation, said the relative. Then Lan began to assert his rights, saying that he would force the emperor to say a few kind words to this man. So that's how it is. It will be difficult to refuse, the relative said. Then forward intervened Huan, a strong warrior. Let's see, Qin Feng. Let's see how you can deal with these masters, Lan thought. The events moved to a medical garden. The hero lay covered in ropes next to a female miner. He didn't understand how this happened. It seems like it happened a few hours ago. The young man said that he was going to go to the foggy forest, a dangerous place. His alchemist teacher declared that more medicine was needed. Sankyu said that the boy did not understand the dangers that this place concealed. It is not only full of poisonous gas, it is also full of poisonous insects and animals. The medical garden belonged to the Misty Forest at that time, and in order to take a tiny part of it for themselves, the Qin family sacrificed hundreds of warriors. In short, it's better not to go into this place at all. And how will you stop me? The hero asked. Lying next to the girl, he tried to understand how he could forget about the danger of that place. Suddenly he was attracted by sounds in the middle of the night. Then he used divine sensation. The bride's brother ordered to kill only Feng, the unknown person said. Killing the guards didn't seem like a difficult task to them. If we get rid of so many subordinates, there will be a lot of problems, said Huan's comrade Xiao. Damn, these were strong warriors. One of them was at the 9th level of the blood stage. If the fight took place here, the others would be in trouble. Something had to be done. The bastards noticed him. Let's do it, the warrior shouted. Having approached the hero closely, he swung his axe. His head flew off his shoulders. I didn't think it would be so easy, Huang said. Let's take his head as evidence, Xiao suggested. But something surprised him. The head was fake. What, he ran away, the bastards were indignant. 2 masters were deceived by an ordinary doll. Still want to kill me? The hero asked them. Then let them catch up first. That bastard got away, Huang shouted. They definitely need me, the young man said. The brainless idiot, instead of calling security, just took off and ran away. The strong man was indignant. Then they went after him. To confuse them, Feng began using pollen. Although these idiots were of a higher level than him, there was no point in chasing after an alchemist who was 100,000 years old. What the hell, I can't open my eyes, the bastards were indignant. Fruit pollen will temporarily blind them. The young man then used divine vision. Thanks to a magical technique, he could see at night as if it were day. But the young man was already waiting on a tree branch. A moment later, they left the deployment site. The enemies attacked Feng from cover. A huge roar echoed throughout the forest. But the young man managed to dodge, and his horse was the least fortunate. They didn't see it all, while the young man didn't understand how they could still chase. He's here, Xiao shouted, pointing at the horse. No, it's his horse, Huang replied. Looking at them, Feng came to a conclusion. They seem to hunt by scent. This means that he was able to pull off the trick with the dummy not because they are stupid, but because the smell remained on it. A moment later, they were chasing the guy. It was necessary to scatter the clothes in order to confuse the bastards. Ha! The guy finally figured us out and decided to leave his scent here, Xiao said. While the hero was running, He didn't notice the stumbling block at all. He found himself on the edge of a cliff, with only a misty forest behind him. Feng didn't understand how I could have turned here. "Do you have the courage to jump there?" asked the enemy. "If he stays here, he will die without suffering." Having crushed one of the fruits, he said that his balls are huge. "After that, I jumped into this gorge." "I will never surrender to you, you bastards," the guy shouted in flight. "He's crazy," Huang said. "This is his mother, Foggy Forest." Xiao guessed that the guy had protagonist syndrome. Haha, the master of one of the strongest families will die from some fog. The young man only regretted that he had not come here earlier. There were so many herbs here that he needed them. Even though the fog was poisonous, he had drunk the juice of the Tianluo fruit beforehand, which was the easiest way to protect himself from the fog. Even though the effect wouldn't last long, there was a lot of high-quality spiritual grass here, so he'd have to prepare a protective agent from what was on hand. It would be a piece of cake for him. "Okay, time to get started," said the hero. Suddenly something caught his attention. Red raccoon dog. Such individuals were difficult to catch. The pills he prepared to repel animals caused the animal to lose consciousness. He had an idea on how to deal with those two bastards. Early the next morning, the two entered the outskirts of the forest. They began to look carefully for the youth. Xiao found the guy faster. They thought he died from miasma. "I will take the head," Huang declared. But the hero suddenly came to life and attacked them. The two were puzzled as to how the boy had survived in such conditions. "Okay, if he's not dead, then he's obviously very weak," Xiao stated. "As hunters, you must know something about this place," the young man said. "What would happen if the blood of a red raccoon dog came into contact with a miasma tree in sunlight?" he asked. "It's obvious that a new poisonous fog is being produced," the warrior with the axe replied. Then the young man began to count, 10 to 9. "Wait, where did this fog come from?" The idiots didn't understand. "Is this really it?" Xiao exclaimed. "Damn it. He used the blood of the red raccoon dog on the darts and wood. We've already started inhaling the miasma," Comrade Huan shouted. "That's exactly it," said the hero. 2 minutes earlier, his only option was to risk playing dead and shoot darts as a distraction, so that the bastards don't understand what happened. "Bastard, we'll take you with us," shouted the warrior with the axe. "Ha, they only reacted now," the young man exclaimed. "But it's too late," he added. Both idiots started coughing up blood. Afterwards, they fell to the ground dead. For those who specialize in a keen sense of smell, death is instantaneous. A bunch of red, aggressive eyes appeared behind the young man. "These two are yours," he declared to the animals. He managed not only to deal with two bastards, but also to collect a lot of useful grass. The alarm was already raised at the medical garden, saying that the young gentleman had died. "If you don't believe me, take a closer look," shouted a member of Prince Sankyu's family. It was the saddle of the master's horse. They found him next to a pool of blood in the forest. Both the minor girl and Sankyu were taken aback by what they heard. "Going into the misty forest alone, I admire him," Lan said. "Now let's discuss the nuances," he continued. "Now the mine and the garden are transferred to him. Force the royal guard to drive away the hero's friends. From now on, I will take care of all of Qin Feng's property," Lan declared. "Stay out of my business, you bastard," came from behind him. "Now you're asking the royal guard for help, you pathetic son of a bitch," Feng said. The maiden immediately pounced on him, unable to contain her joy. "How did you manage not to die there?" Lan wondered. The hero pretended that he had not met the killers in this place. A member of the prince's family initiated a dialogue about the mine. "Damn, the young master will just have to obey," Sankyu thought. "Haha, I don't give a damn who you represent," the young man replied. "I'm in a bad mood today. They got me angry and tried to kill me," he added. "You know that a few days ago I hanged the lord of Fengming City, trying to intimidate the hero. That night, I activated my family's military order. The lord's mansion was destroyed on my orders. Feng did not calm down, and last night he dealt with 2 men in a foggy forest. Their remains were eaten by animals. So if you dare to provoke me, I will bring down a military order on you. So, what family are you from?" the young man finished. The prince's family member was taken aback by what he heard. He had already realized from his own experience how terrible the Qin family's order was, and he didn't want anything like that again. "I just came to visit you," he said, playing the fool. "We wish the venerable Feng and his family well-being." They bowed. "Excuse me, we'll be going then," Lan said. A member of the prince's family shouted at the end that the boy was crazy and could not be allowed to use the order again. The military order had already been used, so the young man used the cartridge case. The maiden was worried about the gentleman, to which he replied that he had indeed been in the forest. "Young master, don't lie to us. This is a forbidden place. You simply wouldn't survive there," Sankyu intervened. "I collected so many herbs that I had to equip the horse. It is almost here," the hero declared. There were so many of them that the mule horse couldn't cope. There were so many of them, and they were all of the highest quality. "Unload it and I'll go and get some sleep," the young man said. The young master was simply amazing, but Sankyu didn't always understand his methods. A few days later, the hero was invited to the wedding of Xuan and the third prince. Although Yunying City is controlled by the Qin family, the royal family began to interfere in their affairs and stationed troops here. "Sangqiu, from today onwards, the security guards' salaries will be doubled," he said. The boy didn't understand why he was so generous. "Form a squad to clear the misty forest," Feng said. Looking at Sangqiu, who was speechless, he added that he would give the details later. According to his memories, this is the era when the clearing of the wastelands will begin. Therefore, now it would be best to train subordinates for protection. In this way, the young man will be able to build his own professional army and increase his control over the city. The next day, his soldiers were indignant and did not believe what Sangqiu had told them. "No, these are not things," the hero barked. "After selection and training, they will start receiving triple salaries." This was quite a responsible task, so their master will personally train them. The soldiers were taken aback by what they heard. They turned around and headed for breakfast, as they didn't believe it. "Damn, the young master is not convincing at all," Sangqiu thought. "Anyway, you're coming with me. Let's buy weapons for the squad," Feng said. "Sir, you were lucky enough to escape the forest and now consider yourself a genius," a family member suggested. Meanwhile, in the restaurant, there was a conversation about how Feng's military detachment was a fake. In other words, the young man managed to fool everyone. What a bastard. The prince's family member got angry. The bowl he threw on the floor broke. The man's actions caused tea to spill on the feet of the Qin family's herbalist. "And what will you do to me?" asked the prince's relative. "Forget about the tea," the collector shouted. "It's about Feng. Because of him, he lost his powers." Then he attacked the arrogant man. But he repelled the attack without any problems. "You say Qin Feng also annoyed you?" he asked. "Because of him, the big guy lost everything." So they were in the same position. He suggested that the collector join in the revenge. "His teacher is an alchemist?" asked a member of the prince's family. "True. And what an alchemist needs are spiritual herbs. So destruction must begin with the destruction of the garden. An arrogant man could not do such a thing. It could provoke a war. A tablet with boiling blood attracts ferocious beasts. And now is the migration season of the Iron Bull, so they won't say a word if the beast does this. But these pills were expensive." "Excellent idea. I'm willing to spend the money," said a member of the prince's family. "I'll use a portion of the fruit to prepare 20 tempering pills," the hero reasoned. Since they need to be cleaned several times, this is not an easy task. But he did not give up and believed in his own strength. "Touching the device, I thought that I had mixed hundreds of spiritual herbs before." He managed to prepare 24 pieces. "The quality of pills is rated from 1 to 10. His was a 9. If these are put up for sale, many questions will arise. Having eaten one of them, I advanced to the 6th level. Now it was necessary to take a pill to calm the body. For progress in a short period of time is too dangerous for life. To be the first to explore the wasteland, it was necessary to fight not to the death, but to the death." "Could it be that the master had overcome his cultivation foundation?" the maiden suggested. She heard Sangqiu report that Feng's defeat on the mountaintop had been a long time coming and had left him deeply traumatized. So the maiden wanted to help him in any way she could. The events moved to the forest outside the garden. The alarm sounded, ferocious animals were approaching. But the young gentleman had not yet completed his process. The guards' pikes were no match. "This is an iron bull," exclaimed one of the warriors. No one could break through his defense. Suddenly someone threw a huge spear, which hit the monster's head right on. The guards were taken aback by what they saw. She was the hero's student. She knew how to shoot a bow. "It was not for nothing that the young gentleman bought a crossbow recently," said the warrior. But this made the animal even more angry. "Ha! We were lucky that we managed to attract him," said the collector. "Qin Feng, you will finally die," said a member of the prince's family. Meanwhile, the bull had already reached the maiden. Taking aim, she shouted, "Die, beast!" But the arrow ricocheted off the horn. "Girl, run away from there! Don't interfere!" the guard shouted. Then she armed herself with a sword. "I must help the young master," she screamed. "Even if she dies in this battle." The blade broke on the monster's horn. The shrapnel flew at her and she was wounded. The bull was already very close. "Qin Feng is right there. Go and kill him," the prince's family member said. The monster's horn almost touched the maiden's face, but someone managed to save her with a green necklace. He was a hero, and upon seeing him, the warriors became pleased. "The man who attempted to take the lives of my comrades deserves death," the young man declared, landing with her on the roof of the nearest house. Now he asked me to rely on him. The girl was unsure of her master's strength and tried to dissuade him. "Don't worry. He dared to cause trouble in my kingdom. I won't let it go unnoticed," Feng declared. "Ha! He doesn't even have enough guards. How does he plan to cope on his own?" the collector wondered. Then the hero descended to the ground, straight to the enemy. "The beast took the master by surprise," the guards shouted. "Die, Qin Feng," wished the prince's relative. "Why are you panicking so much? He really does have such thick skin," the hero asked. "Then I'll blow it up," Feng said. "Moonlight martial arts." The hero thrust the dagger into the monster and dealt damage to it. The collector wondered how this was possible. The warriors were puzzled that he could only use martial arts of this level thanks to the pills. The rescued girl was also shocked by the power of her master. With the help of divine providence, he broke through the barrier and reached the 7th level of the Qi and Blood stage. In his past life, he was familiar with the best martial arts skills, but he could not use them. But now everything is different. I'll finally study them completely, the guy said. After his words, he dealt many more blows to the enemy. It was just an amazing technique. The bull was not going to give up and was up to something. Fighting the monster at close range is a death sentence, the guard shouted. The bull made a powerful leap over the hero. Young master, the alchemist's apprentice cried out. The earth shook from such an attack. At last he is dead, the prince's relative cried. He died, the living hero clarified. Thanks to the moonlight of martial arts, his evasive ability also increased. Moreover, the technology made it possible to find the enemy's weak points. After his bravado, the guy delivered a crushing blow to the monster's head. Killed, cried the hero's army. You're kidding. How did he manage to do that? The bastards wondered. How did our master manage this? The warriors shouted. You're right on top, the student admired him. Do you still think that I don't have the skills to teach you? The young man asked the guard. Now is the last chance to sign up for his personal team. The crowd shouted in unison that they wanted to do it. Calm down, I still have business. First, the bull needs to be brought to the warehouse, the guy said. But why did he run here? Feng wondered. That's right, a boiling blood pill. Someone fed this bull with them. Then the guy used divine sensation. A family member began to blame the collector for everything. The one who lost his job, on the contrary, began to blame the arrogant man, since he bought a bad pill. While they were arguing, they were thrown off the cliff, and they began to lie on the hard ground unconscious. Thanks for the bull, you bastards, said the young man. A few days later, all the guards joined the hunting party. Under my supervision, you will only develop, the young man declared. At a critical moment for our family, he continued, and Hao can perform the best, so she was awarded the best Iron Ox hide armor. So if anyone else proves themselves, they will also be generously rewarded. In addition, each guard who guarded the medical garden will receive a tempering pill, the hero added. The goal of all this is to clear the foggy forest. Remember, I, Qin Feng, reward my subordinates properly, he finished. The events moved to a tavern in the city of Yunying. Rumors about the detachment that will clear the foggy forest have already reached there. They started placing bets on how many people would return from there alive. Everyone screamed unanimously that no one would survive. No, today only our family is betting on this, the unknown person shouted. Does anyone dare to contradict, he asked. It was a member of the prince's family. I'm not kidding, he added. You are brazenly taking our money, the people cried out. The boiling blood pill was too expensive, so he took this step. To ensure his victory, he organizes a secret attack right in the forest. After half a month, the detachment set off. The selection process lasted the same amount of time. 12 Qi stage guards have demonstrated their abilities and are recognized as elite, each armed with a full set of throwing knives and crossbows. The expedition would be difficult, the hero declared, but he believed in each of his army. It was necessary to work in order to achieve results. The first danger is poisonous miasma. The pills that the young man gave allow one to resist them. The second one was poisonous insects and animals, so it was necessary to split into 3 groups, each consisting of 4 people. The hero will lead the main one. If everyone follows the established rules, then everyone will survive. At this time, the guards were gossiping about how the gentleman knew so much about this place. Then they decided to move forward a little themselves in order to help the master. Let's sneak up a little and get the loot, they whispered. But danger was already waiting for them. The talk was about the giant red centipede. The guard noticed her too late. Opening her huge mouth, she rushed at the warrior. Feng, hearing this, shouted out what was the matter. Let's run! It's a steel centipede, the guard yelled. He flew out of that place like a bullet. Why panic? Just shoot her, suggested another warrior. The advisor began to boast that he had been here before the master. While he was bragging, other insects began to appear under his feet. Idiots, look around, the hero shouted. The corpses of centipedes attract others. The killing of one attracts hundreds of its fellows. Hold the line, the hero commanded. Fear gripped the trained warriors. The red creatures got very close to one of them. You said you were here before, so why are you standing there like a statue? The soldier wondered. It's all over. I don't want to die here, repeated the one who deceived everyone. We're definitely finished, someone else from the squad screamed. There were too many red centipedes. Idiots, stand behind me, the hero shouted. Then, using his power, he repelled the attack of the monsters. He succeeded in this thanks to the martial art of moonlight. They keep coming and coming, cried the crying warrior. But then an alchemist appeared who was ready to help them too. One of the red monsters managed to inflict damage on the young man. The warrior was taken aback by what he saw and felt ashamed of his weakness. The young master covered them with his body. Suddenly, a girl armed with a crossbow intervened in the fight. Don't even think about coming closer, Feng shouted. You can't handle it, he added. Then he armed himself with a dagger, and he began to cut down every red creature that approached him. But one of these creatures attacked him from behind. Despite the hellish pain he felt, he continued to fight. One of the monsters, seizing the moment, hastened to attack. "Young master from behind," the alchemist's apprentice shouted. Thanks to her help, the hero turned around in time and attacked. The guy's hatred for these creatures was very great. In order to somehow get rid of the pain, he screamed. Looking at the young gentleman and how he was coping alone, the maiden began to cry. He succeeded in doing this, dealing with all the red monsters alone. The warriors fell to their knees and rejoiced that they remained alive. "Mother, your son is still alive," one of them said. Then the hero grabbed him and began to scold him. "I told you the rules. Why didn't you listen to me?" the young man shouted. "Your reckless actions almost led to the death of the entire team," he added. "I," said the crying soldier. But Feng was wounded, so he couldn't scold anyone for long. "Young master," said his family member, Sankyu. The rest of the soldiers ran up and began to apologize. The hero reported that he was fine. He just needed to take a few pills for the poison. His vital chi had been severely weakened, but he couldn't die now, so it seemed like it was time to end the expedition. "Young master, you should not punish us," said the warriors. Those who put their comrades in danger voluntarily left the team. The foursome apologized as they parted and announced that they would earn their own living. "Where are you going?" the hero asked them, throwing a bag of medicine to one of them. "I know that you decided to join because your parents are sick and they need money for treatment. If you leave now, you will put them in danger," said the hero. The warriors received restorative pills. Then, breaking free from the student's embrace, he said that even heroes make mistakes, but if they are willing to change, success will not be long in coming. The fighters were puzzled as to how the master, given his position, had given them a second chance. They then set off to find a place where they could set up camp and rest. The guys had already spent 3 days in this place. The elixir that the hero took was weak. The poison still had not completely left his body. Until the detoxification is complete, he will not be able to fight. "Help! Poisonous insects are approaching," came from the street. "What's the matter?" asked the young man who ran out of the cave. Their camp was surrounded by a huge number of spiders. There were too many of them. They couldn't cope. Feng's team didn't have the necessary combat experience, and even though he hadn't fully recovered, he needed to protect his fighters. "Everyone take up defensive formation," shouted one of the warriors. They had to defend the entrance to the cave with their lives, not allowing the spiders to reach the young master. The guards obeyed the one who took responsibility. Feng was taken aback by what he saw and heard. "I didn't understand how they knew to use the pills that repel the creatures." "Everyone back! Clear the center!" the crossbowman shouted. They were going to trap the spiders. "No!" the hero shouted. "Spiders can't jump." "But they weave webs very well." "What are you talking about, sir?" clarified the one who organized all this. "They lured the creatures into the pit precisely so that they could shoot webs. Spider silk is an excellent material for extinguishing forest fires. If they shoot webs, isn't that a reason to have a bonfire?" Feng was very surprised. They actually knew everything he had taught them before the expedition. But suddenly the Spider Queen appeared, her skin so strong that fire could not harm her. "Young sir, we know," said the crossbowman. "If we manage to kill the little ones, then we will cope with the larger specimen. You taught us that even when a warrior finds himself in a hopeless situation, he has no right to run away. Even if the enemy is stronger," the warriors shouted in chorus. "It is necessary to make a decision immediately, to fight to the death. So, full speed ahead." The warriors attacked the monster at once. All this time, the warriors were recovering in the camp. And at the same time, we analyzed all the information we received from the gentleman. "As long as you rely on us, we are ready to give our lives for you," said the leader of the warriors. "Don't bear this burden alone. We want you to be able to hide behind our backs," he added. "I underestimated you," Feng said. Since the warriors were progressing quickly, it was necessary to collect as many herbs as possible. A day later, a member of the prince's family arrived at the safe zone outside the misty forest to ensure that the hero and his men were dead. The poor people prayed for the boys to survive if they lost. Their city would become completely impoverished. Eunuch Ye was completely confident that the hero's army had been defeated. "Qinfeng, please die in this forest and let me make a fortune," he thought. "Look over there," someone from the crowd said. "If they come out, it will be clear that someone from the squad died, so they won't have to spend money." But it was just a dove. "It's all over. People are upset." "Ha ha," laughed the eunuch, getting out of his carriage. Then his people began to scare ordinary people so that they would pay. "I don't care about your families. I represent the royal family," he insisted. Someone behind the bastard's back said that he had sent the bird specifically to find out why so many people had gathered here. It was Feng. He thought that the whole city had rallied to block their exit from the forest. "Did you really think I was going to die there, you idiot?" asked the alchemist. Not only he, but his entire team returned safe and sound. They also carried with them a huge catch. "Excellent, this is a victory," shouted the happy people. "Consider yourself lucky, we're leaving," said the eunuch. But the hero intended to catch up with him. "You lost the bet to the residents," the hero said. "I'm a member of the royal family and I'm not going to give them anything," the bastard shouted. Then I'll post notices about this everywhere, and if your people find out about it, you're screwed, Feng blurted out. It will be interesting to see what they do with you, he added. Meanwhile, a quarter of an hour had already passed. The eunuch had to give everything he had to pay. There is a shortage here. If you give away your underwear, then it will be settled, said the hero. I did what Feng said and ran away from here in disgrace. City members thanked the hero for his kindness. I did this in my own interests. In the future, I plan to go into the forest more often. I will count on your help, said the young man. Of course, we will do our best to be of service to you, they said. 3 days later, the eunuch was sitting with his men on the street, warming themselves by the fire. Someone was watching them and reasoning that if Feng came out of the forest intact, then he had a mysterious alchemist. The eunuch noticed the stranger. It was the royal alchemist Ye Wen, sent here by Xuan directly from the capital. The young gentleman was given the 1,000-pound hammer he had asked for. Great, time to try it out, Feng said. He managed to lift it with difficulty. The hero's back could have broken from such a weight. If it's too heavy for you, we can ask you to redo it, Sang-Q intervened. No, everything suits me, the alchemist said. Better get ready for the second trip, he added. A day later, the boys reached the swamp. It was home to huge mud crabs that were worth a lot of money. The young man's divine intuition told him that something bad was approaching. Then he left his people, saying that he needed to check something. Jumping through the trees, I managed to notice the strangers. It was Ye Wen and his men. He assured the eunuch that this forest would become a grave for the young master. Did he hire an alchemist to kill me, the hero wondered. The royal cavalry is stronger than his fighters. They won't be able to escape right now. One of the eunuch's warriors reported that the tracks were becoming fresher and clearer.
What are we waiting for then? Quickly follow them, the bastard shouted.
The entire cavalry began to hurry. Suddenly something frightened the eunuch. He and his men did not notice the swamp, and they fell right into this terrible substance. The bastard wondered how this could have happened. Feng's huge hammer flew at one of the fighters. Qin Feng, what are you doing here? The bastard shouted. You still can't leave me alone? I realized a long time ago that you would pursue us, and ordered my team to leave false tracks and hide in a safe place, the hero said. Then he attacked another bastard, then the second, third, and so on, until he killed the entire army of the eunuch. Now it's your turn, the hero shouted, but his hammer was suddenly blocked by the royal alchemist. Qin Feng, this is my family's representative, he stated. You are a simple alchemist, the young man wondered. Who said that, the old man said, dissolving. A moment later, he appeared in front of the hero and hit him in the stomach. Feng wondered how he managed to teleport so quickly. This speed, is it really him? The young man reasoned. Ha, look at me, the old man blurted out. I, Ye Wen, the master alchemist of the royal family, he added, taking off his cloak. Damn, he's a tempering stage martial artist, Feng said. I have heard rumors that you are an alchemist's apprentice, and that this has caused your head to go off, and you do whatever your heart desires, I will pacify you, the old man continued. The hero didn't think that his opponent was hiding his strength. The old man went on the attack, asking if the young man relied only on strength. Once behind him, he added that he was using speed. He began to strike the young master repeatedly. Relying only on strength, how could you even fight me? Wen mocked. A member of the prince's family was hiding in the bushes, and also shouting taunts at the young man. If you rely on speed, then how are you able to block the hammer blow? The hero asked. Compared to you, we are inferior to you in strength, but not in legs, said the old man. Realizing which part of his body was being attacked, Feng took a defensive stance. The kick sent the young man flying backwards, but he managed to survive. You're holding up well against me, the old alchemist blurted out. Don't underestimate me. I am the man who managed to kill the Iron Bull alone, the young man said. So that's how it is, said the old man, having eaten the blue pill. Thanks to this pill, the bastard was able to create copies of himself. He also reported that his speed had doubled. Ha, you won't be able to do anything against Feng, the eunuch sneered. Both copies appeared above the hero's face, but he didn't lose his head and didn't dodge. Instead, he changed his stance and dealt them a critical blow. How is this possible, the old man wondered. The eunuch was also taken aback by what happened to his relative. How did you do that? My speed increased several times, the old man cursed. The young man used the sledgehammer only because he had recently learned the technique of dexterity. This is the body technique of the great god of his past life. After successful practice, one who has learned the technique can travel thousands of miles in an instant. But while fighting with this alchemist, the young man accidentally learned a new technique. It turns out that he had been training incorrectly before, constantly using his lower back and applying force. Now everything became clear. He would finally be able to use the ghost dance in battle. After that, having eaten the red pill, he called what the old man had prepared rubbish. Now I'll show you what a million-year-old alchemist's pill is, the hero shouted. What? 3 afterimages puzzled the members of the prince's family. The hero used the devilish strike of the moonlight martial arts and dealt a crushing blow to the old bastard. The master is dead, the eunuch said uncertainly. Now it's your turn, said the young man. looking at another member of the prince's family. He immediately fell to his knees and began to make excuses. Okay, I get it, you're innocent, Feng said. But you better tell your story to the Lord of the Dead, he added. All that was left was to drown the two bastards in the swamp. Now no one will interfere with my trips to the forest, said the hero. A few days later, news of the disappearance of the eunuch and the others reached the capital. The royal family was furious and sent new people to find the killer. As soon as he was found, the culprit and his entire family line were going to be executed. The royal commissioner said that if Feng told the truth, the punishment would be mitigated. My lord, what are you talking about? The hero said. He added that every foray into the forest evokes fear in him and his team. And how could anyone be killed in such a state? When we first arrived there, we were immediately attacked by centipedes. San Qiu joined in. Feng's army also began to play the poor guy, saying they almost died there. The hero's student reported that a swarm of spiders almost killed them. So it was definitely not they who destroyed two members of the royal family. My lord, if you don't believe us, there are still traces of a centipede bite on my ass, the young man screamed. Looking at them, the commissioner did not understand how these cretins could kill the old man and the eunuch. In the end, the young man and his men were pardoned. It's time to admit you've all grown up lately, he told his team. Whoever successfully makes a breakthrough will receive a reward of 20 gold coins, as well as a tempered body pill. This tablet was a rather rare and valuable thing, but he didn't feel sorry for anything for his people. Now the young man could finally begin to refine the tiger bone and bear tendon to prepare the pill. Even though these are third-rate ingredients, it is possible to make a pill from them. By the time word reached Xuan and the prince about what kind of pills the young man could prepare, it would be too late. Then he put the soul-returning herb into the oven and awakened the soul of the Iron Bull. Suddenly the lid of the boiler flew into the air. The spirit of the Iron Bull was still active. The stronger the residual soul energy, the higher the purity of the refined pill. Ha! Your whole body is now under my control, the hero taunted. Do you really think you can escape? Asked the young man. Then he used the soul capture technique. The spirit of the Iron Bull began to be gradually sucked into the vat. The processing mode has begun, the guy said. In a moment, the pill was created. Excellent. The Iron Bull's soul has been preserved intact, and the refined tiger bone pill has been successfully formed, Feng said. Warriors absorb the souls of ferocious beasts, which brings great benefits to cultivation. With the help of the technique of transforming the gods, she not only washes the bone marrow, but also quenches the divine consciousness. But the pain it brings is capable of destroying the consciousness of people who are weak in spirit. Only warriors at the tempering stage could use such a pill. Those at the chi and blood stage would be extremely risky to take it. As soon as it enters the body, the meridians begin to be seriously damaged. Luckily, the hero had knowledge that reduced the damage. I must endure this suffering, he shouted. The entire place where the hero lived was enveloped in bright light. Thus, the hero reached the 8th level of the chi and blood stage. But it turns out he didn't swallow the whole pill. It was necessary to break through further. Then the estate was illuminated with an even brighter light. After this process, the hero exhaled. It worked, he exclaimed. Thanks to this pill, the alchemist was able to reach the 9th level. This level felt very different from what it was a million years ago, all due to the corrupted foundation of cultivation. The force of his blow was now 750 kilograms. His student appeared and asked if he had perfected his pill. Then the guy quickly closed her mouth. No one was to know about his successes in alchemy, otherwise he would be executed. If the main branch finds out about your success, they'll transfer you to the capital. What's wrong with that? She clarified. If I go back there, you won't be able to stay with me, the hero said. In fact, he wanted Enhaoken to stay by his side and help him with alchemy. Xuan and the third prince are planning to hold an engagement banquet. In his past life, his ex-wife made him unhappy, so the young man vowed to take revenge on her. The events moved to a medical garden. The hero's father was glad that he had recently achieved success. Perhaps after the engagement, Xuan and the third prince will forget about you, he added. If they are your target, then you and I will be sent to the barren lands. The old man did not calm down. The young man understood what his father was getting at. He wanted Feng to live a good and peaceful life. Father, my great-grandmother will soon be 90 years old, so I plan to visit her in the capital, the hero said. Therefore, he needed his father's permission. I'm afraid that if you go there, you will become the third prince's target, and he must be avoided, the old man replied. Father, I am a warrior, and I can stand up for myself, the alchemist declared. These words made the father proud of his son. Moreover, the young man added, I'm not a weakling anymore, he blurted out. The father barely repelled his son's attack. You have completely restored the foundation of cultivation, the old man clarified. And not only that, the guy also grew in self-improvement. He also helped 5 warriors from the medical garden break through to the 9th level of the chi and blood stage. The weakest guard was at level 5, and everyone had combat experience. The father was taken aback by the information he heard. Did you exchange all the Tianluo fruits for cultivation pills? Father was perplexed. What are you talking about? Look here, said the son. He had already given the required amount to the main clan a long time ago, so they still had a lot left. Even if they sell the rest, they will receive no less than 100,000 gold for everything. The old man did not understand how he managed to exceed the amount several times after paying the tribute. He felt like he was in a dream. In any case, if you go to the capital, I will not dissuade you, said the father. If something happens, stay cool, he added. Okay, I'll follow your advice, Feng said. There was still a month left before the engagement. Before the hero left, Qin Wanli would train the hunting team. Hao Qian was taught the technique of preparing pills before leaving to replenish the hunter's supplies. Half a month later, Feng and Sangqiu went on a trip under the pretext of visiting their great-grandmother. But in reality, they wanted to take revenge on Lin Xuan. After 6 days, they reached a stop that was organized by the main clan. I can finally rest, Feng said. Yes. According to the main clan's description, the inn should be very comfortable, Sangqiu said. They reached the city where demons are killed. The size of the inn was astonishing. It was said that 100 years ago this city encountered a powerful demon, and it took 1,000 warriors to destroy it. After that, this place became filled with sadness. Many believed that this energy came from the dead, so they left this place. Thanks to his past life knowledge, Feng understood that dense yin energy is not the cause of death for people, but a sign that the killed demon will soon be resurrected. However, he is helpless, for no one believed that the monster could be resurrected. This is the hall of our ancestors who died in battle, the guy suggested. Sangqiu was puzzled as to how a parking lot could be built here. Are you afraid of our ancestors? Feng asked. Could ghosts appear here in broad daylight? Sangqiu asked, his leg being grabbed by a bony hand. In a moment, he was in the air. Then the hero shouted his friend's name. His strength was not enough to cut the bone. Young master, save me, Sangqiu cried. Someone started approaching the house where the boys were. How did the rats dare to invade the hall of our ancestors? They wondered. Do you want to die? Asked the people in monstrous masks. Aren't you members of our family? The young man asked them. Then one of the ghosts asked if the boys belonged to their clan. The answer was affirmative. The people we hate are our family members, the ghost said. The guys were taken aback by the information they heard. To compensate for the damage to the Yi family, Qin expelled them and sacrificed them. The hero's cowardly family forced them to survive in a city where a demon is being killed. And now a member of this family has come here, right into their lair. Could the foreigners have been the group of people who were expelled? The young man wondered. He remembered that this group of foreigners eventually formed a force and repeatedly carried out acts of revenge against the main Qin family. Since you are a member of this family, do you dare to fight a duel? The ghost asked him. They wanted to know that the traitors were not a bunch of weaklings. If I win, will you free my people? The young man asked. The answer was affirmative. Don't worry, Sangqiu, I can defeat them, the hero said. Because you are pale and thin. Then I'll let you attack first, Feng blurted out. They were taken aback by the boy's impudence, and everyone laughed in unison at his self-confidence. Sangqiu was indignant, thinking that the hero was talking nonsense. At that very second, a huge fist appeared in front of the hero's face. He didn't have time to do anything. A powerful blow threw the young man far back. Ha, truly, the people of your clan are weak, said the chieftain. They have mastered the fourfold purification of the body, which is a divine power. Young master, are you all right? The hero's friend did not calm down. Just a kingdom of body hardening, Feng began. I can still handle it, he added. Not bad, young man. You can still laugh, said the fighter. I hope you'll be just as cheerful after the battle, he added. The hero managed to dodge the swift attack. He then charged his right hand with blue energy, and he attacked the massive fighter with it. Stones charged with energy fell to the ground. Ha! I thought they could do me any damage, the fighter laughed. Then he attacked the guy again and he dodged again. Making a haughty face, he said, Really? And again he threw charged stones at the enemy. You're like a cowardly clown. As expected, your family is full of weaklings, the fighter laughed. Heh, didn't you just say that my stones don't make you feel anything? Feng blurted out, holding a stone in his hand. Okay, they should have appeared now. A sharp pain pierced the giant's body. He didn't understand why he suddenly began to feel numbness and weakness throughout his body. How is this possible? This guy is still in the Qi blood stage. The leader didn't believe it. Then the young man suggested that the warrior simply surrender. I would prefer to die, said the giant. Hoping for something, he took a swing. Your energy is no longer enough to hit me, Feng declared. But he succeeded. He succeeded in attacking the boy. Feel this blow, you arrogant bastard, he said. Suddenly the bone grabbed Feng's leg. So I didn't hit him, the fighter thought. The hero stated that he never committed unfair acts for the sake of victory. He is an alchemist. Do you really think, my son, that he has a fair fight with you? The leader screamed. The guy is secretly undermining your self-improvement, he added. Did you actually target him during the fight? The warrior asked. Yes, go on. I haven't given up yet, the hero blurted out. Do you think you can defeat me just by tapping on my legs? The young man asked. You bastard. This is a duel between two men and you dare resort to such vile tactics. the fighter shouted. It seems the inner clan is full of people like you, he added. A treacherous and insidious mistake. Feng jumped away from the giant's fist without any difficulty. I just said that Qin Fanjiang has an innate divine power, the young man said. Then, taking the big guy by the fist, he threw it over himself and said, that strength alone was not enough. He finished off the bastard with his foot. The impact was so strong that the ground cracked. The fighter screamed from the pain he received. My iron claws were broken, the leader said. Young master, you are amazing, Sankyu blurted out. But the fighter was still alive. He began to slowly rise. The hero asked him if he was giving up, since he could no longer fight anyway. Or Feng should block his cultivation. Go ahead, do it. I still won't surrender to your clan, said the defeated one. Okay, the hero said mockingly. Then I admit defeat, he blurted out. Everyone was amazed by his words. The warrior did not like this, as he did not want to win this way, and believed that the youth was putting his family's name at risk in this way. It's just a fight between you and me. What's the problem? Asked the hero. In any case, if one of the sides admits defeat, then it's all over. I just have to go and save my people, he added. The warrior's brothers helped him to his feet. Wait, what's going on? The giant didn't understand. He felt absolutely no pain in his body. Then I turned my attention to the stones. No, he did not use them to hinder his self-improvement, but on the contrary, to heal his internal trauma. Because of these internal injuries, his strength was unbalanced. He even taught the giant how to use it during battle. Bastard, you never considered me a worthy opponent from the very beginning of the duel, the warrior shouted. We are all members of one family, the hero began. Then, moving closer to the opponent, he asked if they should fight each other to the death in that case. Then, approaching the burial bowl, and kneeling down in front of her, he turned to his ancestors and declared that he swore that the younger generation would do everything possible to make amends for the grievances of their exiled ancestors. One day they will rewrite the genealogy of the Qin family and restore the status of the ancestors. What they heard shocked absolutely everyone. The fighter remembered his father's words, how he had turned him against the Qin family since childhood. Who are these disgusting strangers? Disappear from my sight, screamed the man from the hero's family. While he was speaking, the young fighter was beaten with a stick. If we see you again, we'll kill you. That's what they told him then. People close to them didn't see them as people. But now it was different. A member of the Qin family was right in front of him. Afterwards, the fighter admitted his defeat and said that the young man was now free to go wherever he wanted. His father's face changed after his son's words. Feng thanked his opponent for everything. Then the chief hit his son on the back with a stick. How dare you surrender? Kill the boy for me, he shouted. Calm down. The duel is over, the fighter blurted out. You can't just let him go. You forgot what they did to us. The head did not calm down. The older brother's internal trauma was caused by the fact that he had been beaten before. Then the hero intercepted the stick. Silly old man, who told you that you have the right to interfere? Asked the young man. I'm sure you want to continue. Qin Dahai sent me here, Feng added. The head did not understand who was being talked about. You are clearly a clan member pretending to be an outsider, the hero declared. And if I'm not mistaken, this city was not organized by the main clan for us, the alchemist added. Only now did the young man notice that the rope's material was black gold, which only the royal family possessed. You're talking complete nonsense, the old man in the mask screeched. If you still want to argue, do you dare to confront the Qin and Yi families with me? The young man asked him. You, the leader said in fear. Well, I didn't expect that there was such a sharp eye in your family, said the old man, removing his mask. It was their family secretary, Qin Dahai, who announced that he was going to become a member of the Yi family. He spent so many years earning trust. The Yi family gave him a chance, on the condition that he eliminates Feng and presents him as a gift at the banquet. I didn't expect the dog to be so treacherous, said the hero. Adoptive father, you've been pretending all these years, the fighter blurted out, his face lost. We are all just servants of the Yi family, the old man yelled. Anyone who is willing to follow me, kill the boy, he commanded. Some were for, some were against the former head. Most of them still wanted to join the Yi family. Then they ran towards the young man in order to kill him. Some people are ungrateful, but there were also those who were ready to sacrifice themselves for the sake of justice. So don't worry, Sankyu, said the hero. After all, it was just now that the lion woke up. The face of Feng's former opponent was full of hatred towards the leader and his people. He let out a frightening roar. You all know the truth, but you are still ready to be the dogs of a stranger, he shouted. You don't deserve to be members of the Qin family. The giant didn't calm down. Sankyu didn't understand why the big guy was helping them. Then the former leader intervened, trying to win the lion over to his side. But instead, he got punched in the face. Don't you dare call me a dog, the fighter was indignant. I am from the Qin family, he added. The blood of his victims flowed through his body, so he would not kneel before anyone. The hero, thinking about the strangers, remembered that among them there was a man named Qin Fengjiang. He possessed extraordinary talent and strength, so it was worth luring him to your side. used his power to find such a person. Then the fighter turned towards the boys. Sankyu was very scared when he saw him. "Because of you guys, I need to eat now," he said. "From now on, I'm reluctantly forced to communicate with you, following Feng. At least I'll be able to eat something," the giant added. "No problem, big guy," the alchemist said. "Follow us, and you will be able to eat 9 times a day," he added. "Okay," said the giant, and the boys shook hands. "It's better to starve with you than to be someone's dog," the fighter said. Suddenly, someone's horses ran up. "They are all inside, surround them," said the stranger. Feng didn't understand what was happening. 100 warriors surrounded them. These were the Yi family's troops. "Long time no see. We're just doing a routine investigation," said the bastard. It was an old friend of Lan. "I see, Chindahai. You must be the one controlling it," the young man said. "So what are you going to do?" he exclaimed. The guy had some influence in the city of Shadow Clouds, but instead he went to the capital. "My strength now is not what it was before," Lan blurted out. The hero's former rival understood that he could not cope with such a number of enemies. "Attack!" ordered the bastard Lan. "If I die today, I will do so with honor," said the giant. "Let's go. Our family members would rather die in battle than live in mediocrity," the hero blurted out. "I will do everything in my power," added the alchemist's former rival. "I don't need to be afraid anymore," Sankyu told himself. "As members of the Qin family, we would rather die fighting," the three exclaimed. Someone's old palms began to clap. "A good man would rather fight to the death than live," said the old man. Lan didn't understand who this crazy drunkard was. The guards tried to drive him away, but he attacked the warrior without any problems. The blow was so strong that the warrior flew straight into his leader. As a result, Lan was knocked down. "Protect me from him, kill him," he screamed. So his entire squad aimed at the old man. They tried to surround him, but he could easily handle them with his hand. The Qin clan trio stood speechless. How could an old man lift all those soldiers with just one swing? "The Qin family would rather die than obey," he said. "I've been useless for a long time," he didn't calm down. "But not today." After that, the old man used his staff. "Let's get back to the madness of youth," he added. What the hero saw amazed him. The old man held a battle flag in his hand. Countless numbers of warriors began to gather. They armed themselves with spears and shields. The army was ready in the shortest possible time. Lan was shocked that the Qin family army had been summoned. The banner could be used by all members of the family, but the flag was only used by those who had accomplished some feat. The standard bearer can give the order to start the war at any time. Only a few family members had one. "Then who is this old man?" the hero wondered. "We are at your disposal, great master," said the warrior, falling to his knees. The rest of the soldiers followed his example. "And welcome back to the family," he added. At first, the hero and his comrade did not believe that the master was standing in front of them. Even though the body experts are strong, the scales are tipped when faced with a great master. Yu Lao is the greatest power of the legendary Qin family, and he is at the 6th level of the great master. But he disappeared more than 30 years ago and never appeared. The old man began to speak. He remembered when the family began to decline. Then there was a constant struggle between the clans. Then the Yi family bullied him. Tired of this, he led his squad to fight back. It was she who first caused trouble. But everyone was afraid of her, or rather the royal family. He became the reason why his team was condemned. Seeing such a weak, shameful concession, the old man thought that the Qin family was hopeless. But today the warrior saw hope in the hero. Then he pointed his finger at Feng. He saw endurance and energy in him. The old man raised the banner not to start a war, but to remind everyone that he was alive. Something the younger generation must remember is that the Qin family must be united instead of catering to outsiders and killing each other. "I was once disappointed with the leadership of the family, but now that there is this young man in it, the future of their common family, perhaps I will leave you the right to lead us," the old man told the hero. "The standard bearer has changed. Forces of the Qin army, wait for a new order from him," the legendary warrior declared. Thousands of soldiers awaited new orders. They were going to act only on the orders of the new standard bearer. They kept repeating their battle cry. Lan, looking at all this, thought that Feng would cut him into pieces. The hero's former rival congratulated him on his new title. Looking at the army, the alchemist wondered if he was worthy of it. Then the old man asked him how the young man deals with those who want to harm him, to which he replied that using a banner to fight a pile of garbage was too much. Then Lan began to thank him for sparing him. The hero didn't want to kill his enemy. He just wanted to avoid a war over this nonsense. But that didn't mean Lana couldn't be tortured. Events moved to the third prince's mansion. His name was Ye Fan, and he decided to find out the history of the Qin family's battle banner. He asked his protege to find out what was going on. Lin Xuan appeared and asked the prince not to be angry, adding that she hoped that the banner would not cause any inconvenience to anyone. Then the prince grabbed her by the waist. He said that no matter what the situation, the banquet must be celebrated on a grand scale. The virgin said that she was not interested in fame and fortune. As long as His Highness was nearby, that was enough. The prince's ward came and reported that the Qin family army had arrived. and she managed to destroy the mansion. The army approached the prince and his people. "Scoundrels, the great Jai dynasty is under the control of my family," he shouted. Feng said that he came here to congratulate the third prince. The maiden, seeing the hero, did not understand how he ended up alive, to which the prince replied that he had not invited Feng to the engagement banquet. "Don't be in such a hurry, I didn't come empty-handed," the young man said. And he threw them a gift that they couldn't refuse. The twisted land greatly confused them. "Third prince, this man is threatening people by doing indecent things in the city," the hero said. "If you don't allow me to attend the banquet, I'll have to send him back," the alchemist blurted out. Then Feng came up with a story about Feng depriving a pig of chastity, which aroused the wariness of the common people. "What nonsense are you talking about?" His sister stood up for him and blurted it out in a fit of hatred. It was she who sent her brother to kill the hero. The virgin realized what a mistake she had made and shut up. She then whispered in the prince's ear to allow the hero to attend the banquet. Then the young man thanked them for it. The prince was furious that Feng had brought someone else with him. Sang-Q clarified what we will do next. "Miss Lin is in the spotlight today," the hero said. So it was necessary to impress her. Unforgettable memories of the engagement banquet. The celebration began. The prince was supposed to give a speech. "So, gentlemen, let me introduce you to the woman I love more than anything in the world," he said. "She is ready to become the woman who stands behind him no matter what." She became completely embarrassed after hearing this. People were moved to tears by his performance. Sang-Q was furious at all this hypocrisy. The hero told him not to get angry, because that would make him lose his sobriety. "Instead of arguing, you can fight. I've known this girl since we were kids. Let me convey my warmest congratulations," Feng said. "You don't have to say that," she blurted out. "It's all right, let him speak," the prince intervened. "Her kindness and simplicity go far beyond your imagination," the young man said. When the Lin family was weak and broken, Xuan grew up with the Qin family. It was Feng and her father who raised and supported her. And the girl even entered into a marriage contract with him in order to pay off the debt. The people, hearing this, immediately began to whisper. But then Xuan was so beautiful that the third prince fell in love with her. "The virgin didn't want to cause me trouble," he continued. The hero's former rival and Sang-Q began to act out a scene. The giant pretended to kill a member of the Qin family. So Xuan sealed her ex-partner's martial skills, which broke off the engagement, and she left Feng. "He is just the one who helped her become who she is now." "Ungrateful woman," came from the crowd of people. What the maiden heard greatly offended her. The hero began to turn everyone against her. "It's all a lie. She's not that kind of person," the third prince screamed. "You say I don't know her, but I know one thing for sure," Feng said. While he was speaking, he threw a plate at the prince, which he successfully caught. "You will be responsible for the consequences of using it," the hero shouted. The prince's face changed. "Arrest him," shouted a member of the royal family. Many guards headed towards the Qin family's table. This whole situation only made the hero more excited. Then he took out the battle flag, and he assumed a victorious pose, sitting on a chair. "That makes sense, right?" Feng asked. The warriors' faces changed as soon as they saw such a legendary thing. They hurried to fall to the floor in front of the alchemist. "Is this the Qin family's battle banner?" people whispered. The prince wondered how it ended up here. A warrior from the prince's army approached and told him that Feng was the new standard bearer. The royal couldn't believe it. The warrior also added that one of the masters of the Qin family was sitting next to the boy. "This clumsy old man," thought the prince. "Damn, he brought the family lord with him," the third prince thought. The old man asked the arrogant young man what he had just ordered. He reached for the mug. He said that he would like to offer them a drink. The guard continued to whisper something to the prince, but he was no longer interested. "Who will dare to touch them or refuse them now? Damn, today my family would be famous in the capital. But because of Feng, I will only become an object of ridicule," the girl reasoned. She was furious and ready to do anything to destroy the hero. "Young master, you are good at making people angry," Sang-Q noted. While they were walking and joking, warriors appeared, one of whom pointed his finger at the young man. He ran up to Feng and took the banner from him. Then he grabbed me by the shoulder. He twisted the young man's arms and threw him to the ground. The hero's comrades did not understand who dared to arrest him. A stately man appeared. His name was Qin Zhan. He was the head of the family. By order of the Elders Association, they were here to return the banner, and also to deliver the war criminal to the Qin family law enforcement hall. Both the hero and his comrades were taken aback by what they heard. After some time, the young man was brought to the required place. He was accused of misusing the banner to intimidate the people at the banquet. The judge asked if the young man admitted guilt. "The Yi family attacked me first in Demon City. I counterattacked. And since the war hasn't started, how can you call me a war criminal?" Feng said. "You have a sharp tongue, boy. Don't think that you will get away with this. You should know that we are not the ones who will judge you today, but Grandma," the old man said. The hero was amazed by what he heard. Grandma Lu is the most powerful in the family. Anyone who falls under her power will be finished off, even if they are innocent. An unknown person shouted from the podium that he never thought he would see Feng in such a situation. It was the one who lost his job, the herb collector. He was the first to inform the court about the use of the flag. Grandma had already arrived in the meantime. Qin Feng, some people say that you used the battle banner to go to the Yi family and cause trouble, she began. Moreover, the boy broke family laws and got involved with strangers who had been expelled long ago. Are you aware of your actions? Lu Fenghua asked. I admit that I did it, the young man shouted. Then the old woman began to descend towards the young man. She approached him and asked him to give her a reason not to do that to the guy. Ha, the reason, Feng said. The Ye family has always underestimated us, and I have always been so disgusted by the laws they passed to expel foreigners, the hero declared. Their laws are pedantic and contemptible, so it's time for a change.
What are you talking about? The judge yelled. This is an uprising.
These are your reasons, the old woman clarified. The alchemist's comrades watched with trepidation to see what would happen next. Your name will be erased from the family, the collector screamed. Then the old woman broke the boy's shackles, and she said, what else to expect from my fearless grandson? The hero did not believe what he heard. The hero's comrades and haters were shocked by this verdict. Shouldn't he be thrown out of prison? The collector cried. No, our family needs such a person to break unjust laws, shouted the grandmother. She talked with Mr. Yu and understood her grandson's way of thinking. He treats all people equally. And besides, the foreigners turned out to be good people. The judge was amazed, especially because the legendary old man had already put in a good word for the boy. The 5 Great Families tournament will be held soon, and the young man will take part in it. Not only was he punished, but now he was also rewarded. The herbalist screamed that all the places were taken and that it was illegal to send him there. Oh yes, according to the rules, the seats are already taken. Then Feng will take Yulan's place. The former collector was shocked by what he heard. Grandma, why did you give him my place? He wondered. It's because you're a snitch and I hate feuds, the old woman said. The Wasteland Mastery Tournament was a way to become stronger, and if he entered, he would achieve great success for the family. The grandmother announced that she would create a new youth team and select a group of people with experience in land development. Then she turned her gaze to the young man, and she said that the guy would be their leader. Finally, our master received a prestigious position, Sankyu rejoiced. The level of leadership he will achieve depends on hard work. If the hero can become a leader, he will build excellent relationships and gain power. In the future, he will have a lot in common with the main family. It had been a long time since he had been away from them, so he was going to master a few subjects that would be useful in the future. Although many techniques from his past life were retained in his memory, but learning and mastering new ones won't hurt. Bloody Monster Knife, Turtle Breathing Technique. The first book will teach you how to fight ferocious monsters. The second will help you block poison. Someone knocked on the door. It was a former collector. He wanted to fight the guy because he took his place in the tournament. You don't deserve to be my opponent, Feng said, and continued reading. So if you want to fight, go to Grandma, the young man said. Ha, I think you're afraid, the collector blurted out. You should have looked into the training I put in for 3 years to participate, he said. His muscles began to increase in size and his clothes began to tear. Fight me, coward, the collector repeated. The young man looked at him in bewilderment. Yulan was all red with anger and hatred. What power? I saw his technique again. Someone from the crowd of his accomplices shouted. Come on, fight me like a man, the collector asked. Making a dash towards the hero, he was going to prove that his grandmother was wrong. The big guy was going to destroy the guy with one move, but the hero easily hit him in the face. You are so annoying. Don't bother me while I'm reading books, Feng said. Brother Yulan, how are you? His people shouted. Searching for books is stressful, so don't bother me anymore, the alchemist added. What a powerful blow he has, thought the herbalist's men. Then they surrounded the guy. Didn't you understand me? The young man asked them. Yulan knew that he had raised his boys well, and that they would help in difficult times. Brother Feng, you are our new elder brother, they said. Yulan's face changed when he heard this. How dare you betray me, he asked them. The position of elder brother belongs to the one who is stronger, his former people said. If you are my younger brothers, then help me find books on martial arts techniques, said the hero. No problem, we will help you, they said in chorus. Well, now I'll save a lot of time, thought the alchemist. Suddenly they announced that the 5 great families would hold an auction. It is created to demonstrate its power, but the Qin family had nothing to show. It's strange, of course. They were less significant than the others, but there was trouble with the auction. Because of this, the younger generation feels disappointed. In fact, we are hiding our true strength, Feng said. And at this auction you will see what I mean, he added. The hero went to the Qinjiao region. Even though there were no alchemists in their family before, they still did not skimp on expenses in this area. He was given his own room. Entering this ruined building, he did not understand where the stove was. Welcome, came from next to him. A girl appeared before the guy, who collected herbs in this place, and she was also responsible for helping to create pills. He remembered that the Qin family allocated alchemy rooms according to the strength of the gatherers. It seemed like he got the weakest one. Then the young man went deeper into the house. No, she clearly had experience, based on how she categorized the herbs. But why did she work in such an office then? What is your name? Asked the young man. Call me Flower Girl Huaju, the maiden declared. This name was familiar to him. Are you old man Hua's granddaughter? The boy asked her. Your grandfather was a hero who collected herbs for our family. So how could you possibly end up with such a house? Feng wondered. So you are the Qin Feng that Grandpa told me about, after which she burst into tears. Then she suggested taking a walk there. Having run into the house, the young man immediately asked his grandfather if he was okay. He was the best herbalist in the Qin family. Grandfather was the one who introduced Feng to this craft. Seeing a familiar face, the old man asked why the boy had returned. Grandpa, who hurt you? The boy asked. This is Qin Yulin. He beat up his grandfather after he found out that the old man taught the boy this craft. He also used his brother's authority to ensure that they were given the worst room for this. The old man asked his granddaughter not to create problems for Mr. Feng. Damn, this happened because of me, the hero thought. No, grandfather. Without your guidance, I would not have achieved what I can do now, the alchemist said. So he vowed to avenge his teacher. The events moved to the Qin family's largest alchemy room. Yulin complained that Feng had beaten him and stolen his disciples. Don't worry about it. I gave him the worst room, the collector's brother said. His name was Guan, and he promised to suppress Feng even more and force him to regroup. Suddenly, someone knocked down the door to the room. Yulin immediately noticed it. It was the hero with his new assistant. I didn't expect you to come to me yourself, the thug said. But Feng didn't even listen to him, but immediately hit him. Then again, wanting to avenge his grandfather. Then he threw the bastard towards his brother. A real man doesn't fight helpless people, Feng said. What are you going to do? The bastard's brother asked in a trembling voice. We will challenge you to a herbal collection competition. If the maiden wins the competition, the hero and she will occupy this room, the alchemist said. And if the girl loses, the hero will be at the disposal of Yulin's brother. On this they agreed. The alchemist's new apprentice was not confident in her abilities. How could he lure them into a trap if he himself was not the bait? It's time for competition. The boys had to go to a barren mountain for 2 hours, and whoever collected the most herbs during that time would win. There were 10 people on Yulan's team, his brother said. To this, the young man replied that Huazhou had studied with his grandfather, and that he believed in her. Let the competition begin, shouted the brother. And all the gatherers rushed to collect the herbs. Damn, I'm late from the very beginning, thought the maiden. Will she succeed, she wondered. On her way, she immediately came across the herb of renewal. It was a second-rank spiritual plant. But then a member of Yulan's team appeared, and took the grass from her. I found her first, Huazhou screamed. Looking at the girl, the hero was still confident of her victory. How can a fool like her be stronger than dozens of people? Yulin asked. He thinks that one girl can defeat my people, the brother intervened. What a foolish dreamer, he added. At the clearing where she arrived, everyone had already been gathered by her henchmen. If there had been grass here to gather, they would not have left a particle of it. There was still half an incense stick left, the brother said mockingly. It's over, we've lost, Huazhou said. You still have a chance, the hero shouted. Hearing this, she felt hopeful. Use your grandfather's method to find it with your heart, the alchemist advised. If I lose, how can I become the heir of Hua, the maiden said. Then she noticed a bright light on the huge mountain. There were still spiritual herbs left to be collected. Then she climbed in there to collect her prize. It was heavy. A strong wind was about to blow it away. Ha ha, risking his life for such a tiny thing, said one of Yulin's team members. Believe in yourself, you can win, she told herself. This flower was her last hope for victory. Upon inspection, it was discovered that what the maiden had brought was an ordinary weed. You lost, said Yulin's brother. The girl wondered how this could happen. The winner is determined. Don't worry, I won't hit you too hard, Yulin said. Ha, who said we lost, said the alchemist. You seem blind, he added, throwing the torch onto the grass.
What are you doing?
Shouted the brother. Real gold is not afraid of fire. Look more closely, the young man said. All the medicinal herbs were burned. Only ashes remained here. Yulin was indignant. Wait, there's still grass there, said the brother. What does this mean? The highest grade we brought is the second grade. Could it become third grade after burning? Yulin suggested. No, it's more than just grass, the brother blurted out. This is the fire stream flower, a fourth grade magical herb. The hero looked at her with the gaze of a winner. It's one of the rarest herbs in the entire region, the picker intervened. This flower looks like dry grass and grows on the mountain slopes. Reaching it requires not only keen eyesight, but also great courage. Who is now the most powerful herbalist? Asked the hero. The Yulin collectors were furious. It doesn't matter whether it's true or not, the brother said. How about selling it to me for 500 gold pieces? He asked the maiden. What, this is my salary for 2 years? Yulin was perplexed. This money would be enough for the girl to buy her grandfather medicine for several years. Wait, Qinguang, aren't you ashamed of yourself for trying to fool her? The hero intervened. This flower is sold at auction, where only the most experienced collectors can find it. I will buy it from you for 10,000 gold pieces, so that you can buy your grandfather some medicine and you can live a decent life, the hero declared. Yulin and his brother were speechless from what they heard. Well, Qinfeng, you have won, said the brother. Then the hero turned to the girl, asking if she wanted to become his collector. Huazhuo agreed. But then Yulin's brother intervened, saying that if the girl worked for him, she would get a room better than this one. I won't work with you, she blurted out. After all, Feng was the first one who believed in her talent, after her grandfather. A good herbalist is a powerful support for an alchemist. From now on, this room belongs to Huazhuo. Leave this place, the hero commanded. Yulan, his brother, and their men hastened to carry out the order. They had a quarrel and were trying to figure out which of them was to blame for the current situation. This was the most luxurious alchemy room in the Qin family. With the help of this furnace, the hero could refine the pills in order to put them up for auction. But before that, he was going to use the Fire Stream flower to improve his strength. Its main use was to defeat inner demons. It was necessary to take risks in order to win the tournament. After taking the plant, the hero began to sweat. His shadow appeared next to him. The dark side grabbed the guy by the throat. You are a sinner for not being able to keep your family alive, so how can you deserve to survive? She said. Is it really possible that such a devil lives inside me? The hero thought. They say that if the inner demon kills a person, the body will die too. But the guy couldn't allow this, so he attacked. But the shadow intercepted his fist. Idiot, I know you very well, she said. You're just a coward who hurts others, the shadow added. In her opinion, the alchemist had nothing to protect. You don't deserve to live, she persisted. While the dark side was saying all this, it dealt multiple blows to the guy. He completely forgot that this was his demon, who was 100,000 years old. This bastard turned out to be damn strong. Am I really going to die here, the young man thought. When he closed his eyes, the shadow laughed at him. Then the alchemist began to hear voices, someone calling him young master. It was his team and his father who called the boy by his name. No, the hero cried out. This is because there is still hope. I'm working hard to have any chance, he blurted out. Even if he dies, even if he is doomed. I will never give up, even if it includes myself, the young man blurted out. Then Feng screamed in pain. A bright aura appeared around his body. He succeeded. He broke through to the body-strengthening realm and could fight with 4th-level body-strengthening experts. After that, the guy went for a walk in the garden. Sankyu was there and assumed that someone had come to cause trouble for the young man. It was an elder. He came to report that Feng wanted to sow discord in the clan. Wen added that an auction was coming soon and the family was in dire need of pills. That's exactly why I took over your son's room, said the hero. Ha, you've only studied alchemy for a few days and you think you're capable of something, the old man continued. Are you sure? Feng asked him. Then he showed them what he had done in a few days. Seeing this, they were speechless. These were high-quality body-strengthening pills. Despite what you did, do you think the family will ignore the fact that you took over the room? Yulan's brother blurted out. I still have some 3rd-class pills, the hero added. Blindfolded, he and Sankyu blinded the impudent ones with their creation. They were speechless once again at what they saw. Elder, these are not just 3rd-grade pills, the hero declared. It's a fake, the brothers shouted. Shut up, the old man intervened. You are of the same generation, but there is such a difference between you. Then he shook the hand of the young alchemist. This room is a reward from the main family, and you will represent us at the auction, the elder said. Father, are you serious? The brothers were indignant. Afterwards, the young man thanked his grandfather for his kindness. After this performance, Feng went to the auction. This event is designed to demonstrate the strength of family. Only its influential members have the right to vote. 50 body-strengthening pills. The Ye family offers 40,000 coins for them. Also a large bone bow. It's already worth 20,000. Our family pays 300,000 coins for a 7th-grade pill, a member of this family stated. Damn, they stole everything again? They were indignant from the stands. Feng, since you dared to come here, your family will lose face today, the prince reasoned. All this is to take revenge for the banquet. Suddenly the prince's face changed. In the past, the Qin family looked embarrassed when they failed to do something. But this time the alchemist and the elder had the faces of winners. The auction is over, the person in charge shouted. Wait, we have something to offer, Feng said. If you have anything to offer, please do so, the man said. Feng thanked him for his kindness. As we know, ordinary strengthening pills are ineffective for warriors, the alchemist began. His pills had a quality of 8 units and could increase strength. The quality is really good, but it only has 1 pill, the prince thought. People in the stands began to laugh at the young man. It seems he is humiliating himself. His family members were indignant. If I only had 1, it would be funny. But I have many of them in my collection, Feng said. The number of pills was mind-boggling. There are hundreds of them, the young gentleman blurted out. The people in the stands were very surprised. The prince wondered how this could happen. The hero's family members shouted that he was amazing. Such quantity and quality will significantly increase the strength of our warriors, the prince shouted. I offer 200,000 gold pieces for them. Anyone who resists will be an enemy, said the member of the royal family. He was relying on his power again. The rest of the auction members were angry. Qin Feng is stupid to bring such a treasure here, the prince thought. Okay, I'll sell them to you, said the hero. In fact, these were extra pills that they didn't need, and the third prince thinks he won. So now our main lot, the hero continued. Could there be anything cooler than this? The auction members wondered. It was a third-class elixir. It's not exactly a grand finale, people reasoned. But this is no ordinary elixir, Feng continued. You'll understand when you see it, he added. A huge spirit of a ferocious beast flew out of the box. Its size frightened all the auction members. This is an extremely rare elixir. A regular third grade is nothing compared to this. When the hero told the old man about this, he didn't believe it at first. But now he is glad that the young man is on his side. How could this happen? Perhaps their family really did hire a good alchemist, the third prince suggested. We have to buy it, he squealed. I am buying this on behalf of my father, the royal said. Damn, he's using his connections to put pressure on us again? People were outraged. That'll be 500,000 gold, Feng blurted out. The prince continued to consider the young man a fool for selling such things. The prince spent all his money on buying the pills. Hearing this, the auction members began to laugh at him. What, have you run out of money? Said the hero. You are such a clown, the alchemist continued. The prince's face changed. He was burning with shame. In the end, the Qin family auctioned off the pill for 700,000 gold, becoming the most honorable family. And the Ye family became a laughingstock at the auction. The elder thanked the boy for his participation. Their family hadn't had such a good time at an auction in a long time. He added that he would celebrate this achievement. But this situation had both advantages and disadvantages. Today the alchemist shone and it was remembered. When the tournament is held, the young man could become a target. What he heard amazed the young gentleman. The third prince has a 5th-level bodyguard. This person can defeat many. The newest member of the Bai family, Bai Leng. His martial arts skills are so strong that he has no rivals below the 6th level in the body-strengthening realm. Nangong Shueqin, from the Nangong family, a girl. They said that when she fights, no one can defeat her. Situ Xuan is from the Situ family. He relies only on the fighting style of his ancestors, and is good at killing. The old man believed that Shueqin and Xuan were the most dangerous opponents. It seemed that the third prince thought that the third prince was not the biggest problem. But from his past life, Feng remembered that the royal family member was very good at hiding his true strength. Be that as it may, the countdown has begun. 3 days later, a banquet was held to celebrate Lu Fenghua's grandmother's birthday, and representatives from the 4 great families arrived. All of them sent generous large gifts. Grandma thanked everyone for this. The unknown person reported that she had not seen their own family give anything as a gift. Can't you afford to give yourself a decent gift? Asked the Ye family's protector, Lun Xuan. The brothers wondered why they were always comparing us to them. As expected, in terms of wealth, they cannot compare to us, the third prince's woman reasoned. It was a wise choice for her to abandon the Qin family. But then a hero appeared, and presented the old woman with pills to strengthen her body by 9 points. It was a simple gift for her. This costs 50,000 gold, the banquet members shouted. This is truly rare, Lun Xuan said. But compared to their gift, worth 300,000. This one isn't even worth mentioning. This place has become a field of secret family rivalry. Who said I'm done? The hero exclaimed. Bring the highlight of the program, he commanded. 200 tablets for strengthening the body, reaching 9 points. The cost of such a gift reached millions of gold. The maiden was furious at this. Lin Xuan, you abandoned my family when you won the prince's heart, the hero declared. And now that he has become an alchemist, let her not regret her choice. Is this trash trying to disrespect me? She thought. Damn, he did it again, the brothers screamed. The Ye family has been suppressing the Qin family for many years. We are proud of you, said the grandmother. This is the best gift she has ever received. One of the elders intervened, saying that Feng deserved a reward. The young man could ask for anything, but he should think carefully. The hero began when he returned to the city of Cloud Shadows, in the future. He would like Elder Yu to go with him and stay there for a few years. Both the grandmother and the elder were amazed by what they heard. Do you really want him to watch your back? A member of the upper crust family protested. Because the alchemist knew that the elder had less than 3 years to live. Qin Feng, are you saying that I'm dying? You intervened. Yes, this is what my master of alchemy saw, the hero declared. In the young master's past life, the elder died after 3 years, and this greatly affected their family. So, before becoming strong, the family still has to rely on the old man to support them for a while. If this is really true and Yu Lao can increase his lifespan. The elder laughed at everything he heard, but he was not against living longer. Well, Feng, you got what you wanted, said Grandma. Then the young man thought about something for a moment. Grandma, I have one more request, said the hero. He would like his right-hand man Qin Fanjiang to also participate in the tournament. You ask a stranger to join, Thus you will face a challenge from other family members, said the grandmother. The alchemist claimed he knew what he was doing. You really said that, his right hand exclaimed. Just prepare yourself well, Feng commanded. This way I can contribute to our family, Fan Jiang shouted. Someone from the street ordered the hero to go out into the street with the stranger. The guys didn't like this tone. Their house was surrounded by a large number of people. Qin Feng, you have repeatedly violated the family's rules and asked her to allow you to participate in the tournament, the body strengthening expert said. Ah, it was you boys who also wanted to take part, said the hero. We wish to challenge you, one of them shouted. And they provided the hero with a twisted comrade, Sankyu. The alchemist spoke his name with his right hand. Either you give us back our seats or we kill him, the crowd shouted. Young master, save your strength for the tournament, Sankyu said. Feng must want to take Fan Jiang with him to be his bodyguard, the crowd laughed. After that, they kicked the hero's family member. The young man was furious. He hit Sankyu's offender with all his strength. I didn't mean to teach you a lesson, he said. The offender seemed to die from such a blow. But since you are so determined, Feng did not calm down. The bully's minions were amazed by the hero's strength. We were told that the guy was very weak, one of them yelled. Fan Jiang left his seat. He made a huge leap upward. His face changed. He wanted to fight. The hero's right hand landed right into the crowd of bastards. He is truly powerful. We underestimated him, the warrior reported. I'm not the only one, Fan Jiang said. Look closely, he added. They still didn't understand who was the senior and who was the junior master. You said that you want me to defeat you all, said the young man. He was ready to fulfill their request. The bastards were puzzled as to how he managed to deal with them so quickly. After all, the hero's level of qi and blood realm was lower. Now I would like you to see the power of Fan Jiang, the young man asked them. Until this moment, they thought that the young man's right hand was stronger than himself. Qin Feng was much stronger than Fan Jiang. 2 weeks later, the tournament began. The Qin family had been at the bottom of the rankings for 20 years. Whoever makes it into the top 4 will be rewarded with the opportunity to master secret techniques. This served as excellent motivation for the fighters. The hero needed to reach the highest level possible. However, there were people here with a high level of body strengthening. The 5 Great Families Wasteland Development Tournament has begun. At the beginning, the students were sent into the depths of the wasteland in a carriage without a driver. But the monsters are extremely ferocious and compete with each other to kill people. Suddenly something caught the hero's attention. There was an old acquaintance in the carriage with the hero. Qin Feng, just because you defeated us doesn't mean anything, the stranger yelled. This time, I will follow Masters Ye and Bai, and Feng will remain alone in the wasteland, he declared. The weaklings from the Qin family, all they can do is crawl after us, said a member of the Ye family. Ha, I don't think you're that strong, Feng blurted out. The cartwheel suddenly hit a rock, and half the crew fell overboard. As it turned out, it wasn't a stone at all, and the ferocious monster that attacked the cart. It was a giant marsh crocodile. Qinfen, let's go, the hero said to his teammate. These are the ideas that can come into your stupid head. You are really weak, the unknown said. As a powerful member of a large family, if you encounter monsters, you have no right to retreat, the Ye family member declared. Watch us, you weak members of Qin, they shouted in chorus. Look at the really strong men, they added. How strong they are, the Qin family member yelled. After these words, the crocodile dealt with the fighters with one swing of his tail. The one who praised their strength hid behind an overturned cart. He did not understand how warriors from such influential families died. Then the monster walked towards him. It's all over, thought the fighter. He didn't think his life would end like this. But the hero came to his aid by attacking the crocodile. How did he manage to do that, the boy exclaimed. Qin Feng, is it you? Asked the weak fighter. Could he really have done it alone, the boy thought. Then the hero hurried to leave the monster's carcass. He grabbed his comrade by the scruff of the neck. And he shouted that it was time to run. Why are we running? Don't you want to take souvenirs from him? The guy asked. The crocodile was allergic to blood. So if you don't rush into retreat, you can become a snack for the monster's fellow monsters. And so it happened. The rest of the crocodiles appeared. The hero's comrade begged the young man to run as quickly as possible. While they were running, the boy thought that he was the strongest fighter in their family. As a result, he treated Feng with disdain, even without knowing him. I said I would leave you alone, then why did you save me? Asked the scared guy. Because we are family, Feng said. These words struck the boy. He developed a strong desire to acknowledge the alchemist as an older brother. In the end, the competition came down to who could kill the most monsters. So, I must focus on hunting, and also set a reward for the destruction of the Qin family, the prince said. You are the best killer in the tournament, his assistant informed him. The unknown man sat on a mountain of crocodile corpses. Situ Xuan, a 6th-level body-strengthening expert, said that killing was his favorite pastime. Qin Feng, this will make you regret going against my family, the 3rd prince blurted out. A piercing scream was suddenly heard from the forest. The warriors in trouble prayed for help. The fighters were from the Nangong family. I will help them, since they are the only ones who are friends with our family, said the hero. Let me borrow you, the alchemist added. He kicked his comrade towards the panthers. The animals' faces changed. They wanted to destroy the poor fellow.
Oh my god, I'm going to die, the boy screamed.
But strangely enough, no one killed him. The hero came out of the forest and tamed the panthers. How did you do that? The alchemist's comrade wondered. I brought some monster taming pills with me and threw them into their mouths while you were distracting them, Feng said. So I was bait? The fighter was indignant? Then an angry roar was heard behind him. The leader of the panthers appeared. His size was impressive. Feng, do you still have the monster taming pills? His comrade asked nervously. Then he began to ask the hero for help. It's okay. Hold the sword and don't let go, Feng said. The boy was glad that the young man was saving him once again.
Moonlight! The young master shouted.
The panther stood waiting for the next move. Then Feng began to spin the sword in a circle with his comrade. Thus the blade pierced the monster's neck. Qin Feng, you're treating me like a tool, the boy yelled. In the end, we got it done, the hero declared. Nangong's family members thanked the young man for his help. They promised to inform their boss about such an act after the tournament. The boys' faces suddenly changed. They fell forward, daggers sticking out of their backs. Damn, someone killed them, Feng blurted out. You must have been noticed at the auction, the unknown person said. What an irony. I didn't imagine you as an insect that hadn't yet developed its body, he added. I don't need to do anything to kill you. I'll leave you with the Nangong family, the killer said. This is Situ Xuan, the hero guessed. Then a huge number of blades flew towards him. He managed to dodge them. Qin family, how dare you kill the members of the Nangong family came from the forest. Hey, it wasn't us, shouted the alchemist's comrade. Don't try to lie, my family can handle tiger bites, the unknown person blurted out. The blades pierced the panthers' bodies. They won't believe us no matter what we say, especially since there were no bite marks on the bodies, Feng said. Damn, we can't even see them, the alchemist's comrade reported. This must be Xueqin Nangong, rumored to be a ghost who leaves no trace even in the snow. She could fly using her speed movement skill. Collision meant certain death. Qin Feng, run quickly and hide. If you don't make it in time, you'll die, his comrade declared. Then he caught himself thinking, why should he worry about Feng? He was so smart and would probably hide. The alchemist only smiled at his words. And he shouted to the maiden with the bow, let her shoot. The hero is an easy target for her. Has he gone crazy, thought the alchemist's friend. Then he shouted again, Qin Feng, this girl is the most powerful of the new generation. You cannot defeat her. After these words, an arrow appeared behind the gentleman's back. Yes, she is indeed strong, Feng said, turning towards the shot. The fired projectile flew through the hero. It doesn't work on me, he said, moving behind Nangong. I found you, the young man added. An explosion occurred at this location immediately after the move. Thanks to the art of transforming into a god, the guy was able to find out where the enemy was. Now I'm ready to explain what happened, he blurted out. The young man held the girl by the throat to make sure she wouldn't run away. Feng's comrade was taken aback by what he saw. He didn't think that the alchemist would be able to catch her. If you want to kill me, then do it now, said the defeated archer. I didn't come here to kill people, but you attacked me first, the gentleman blurted out. And so you fell into the collapse of your deeds, said the unknown man, having killed the fighter. Meanwhile, two warriors were running through the forest, wanting to save themselves. Qinshu said, why are you following us? Don't blame me for being cruel and merciless if you want to blame someone, the unknown person blurted out. Then blame your family, Situ Xuan added, appearing behind the poor guy. But they managed to deflect the blow of his blade. The huge warrior Qin Fanjiang came to their aid. How could a bastard like you dare to persecute our family? He asked. With his axe, he managed to throw the killer's body aside. The hero's friend even managed to rip off the mask that the bastard was wearing. How did he manage to do this? My body strengthening level is 2 levels higher, he thought. The frightened warriors asked Fanjiang why he saved them. Feng taught me this, said the giant. Did you hear that your friend died? Asked the killer. I framed him and he died at the hands of Nangong Xueqin, he added. Hearing the archer's name, the hero's family members became frightened. It's impossible, the giant shouted. His friend can't die so easily. You're lying, he added, flying into a rage. But he was unable to strike, since the killer had disappeared. Finding himself directly overhead, the assassin advised the enemy to fear more for his life, and he stabbed the giant in the back. Fanjiang felt hellish pain from the tips of the daggers. After such a blow, he fell face forward. When participating in the tournament, you don't have to worry about the life and death of other people, Xuan said. Then he took the giant by the head and was about to cut it off, but suddenly someone told him not to touch. If you dare hurt him, the stranger added, moving closer. Then I will kill you and throw you to be eaten by ferocious monsters, said the hero. The Qin family members didn't believe it when they saw Feng and thought he had been killed. Didn't Nangong kill you? The assassin asked. Run away, we're all doomed, shouted one of the poor fellows. What should I do after killing the strongest youth in your family, Fanjiang? Xuan asked. His dagger was about to touch the giant's head, but the hero managed to get ahead of the bastard and hit him in the face with his fist. which weighs 750 kilograms. I told you, don't you dare touch him, Feng repeated. Otherwise you will die, he added, watching as the killer's body flew off from the blow. Having landed, the assassin did not understand where the alchemist got such strength from. The Qin family members didn't understand where he got such fighting ability from. But the killer did not die after this. He slowly stood up, and immediately he evaporated, disappearing from the hero's field of vision. Then Feng looked back slowly. There was no one there. Then after that I felt a presence from above. The hero's family member shouted to him that he was careful. Fan Jiang was defeated by the same trick. Too late, the assassin blurted out. Your family is weak because you care about each other, he added. But Feng managed to dodge this attack without any difficulty. The hero got ahead of him and hung on the tree. Why is caring for each other a disadvantage for you? The young man asked. Do you really think you know me that well? Feng blurted out, kicking the bastard in the head. The one who had the strength fell to the ground. The hero's rescued family members could not believe the fact that Feng had managed to deal with two strong opponents. A moment later, releasing his hand from the branch, the hero found himself on the ground. Do you really think that I am a simple idiot who only uses simple force? He asked the assassin. It seems the young man used his reflection to make me think he was below, the killer reasoned. Well, if I can't fight directly, then I'll use what's been passed down from generation to generation, the use of daggers, the assassin continued. 6 blades flew at the hero, but he stood there, not moving. There was an invisible, hard aura around Feng, causing all the blades to bounce off. Numerous murder weapons fell to the ground. Xuan couldn't believe what had happened. How could the hero's technique surpass his? I told you that Feng has many surprises. The one the alchemist used like a puppet intervened. Your blade skills are a joke compared to my moonlight skill, the hero blurted out. Even physical skills, he added, blocking the bastard's actions. Damn, I have to get out of here, the assassin thought. But he didn't have time. The hero's fist was already flying towards him. He was hit again hard in the face. The speed at which he flew was astonishing. While the killer was in flight, he was breaking everything around him with his body. Here's a lesson for you not to blame me, Feng blurted out. But the assassin remained alive after this. This couldn't happen, he kept saying. Then he hastened to launch a special projectile into the sky. Is this wolf smoke? The hero's comrade asked. I underestimated you, Qinfeng, Xuan said. The remaining warriors came running to the call for help. Don't blame me for it, he added. The stranger praised Xuan for his work. And he clarified why he had summoned him, the third prince. The young man's companions were surprised to see a member of the royal family there. Here he is, the most powerful enemy of the wasteland, thought Feng. Prince, the young man is not as weak as you think. I alone could not cope with him, the assassin said. Then the Qin family members took a desperate step. They suggested that Feng take Fan Jiang and run away while the boys were buying time. What are you talking about, guys? We are all equal, the hero said. Don't worry, we'll all get out of here alive. Then the hero took out his semblance of a banner. You're crazy, armies aren't allowed here, said the prince. Kill them, the royal family member commanded. The circle that had formed between the Qin family narrowed even further. Feng's comrades continued to panic. But the hero was calm. He said that he would take care of it. Those who were already close to Feng were attacked from behind. His family members didn't understand what was happening. Arrows were sticking out of the warriors' backs. The third prince was astonished by the fact that his army was defeated in such a short time. What happened to my people, he wondered. Do you think I'm stupid enough to call an army here? The young man asked. A great archer appeared on the battlefield along with her minions. Qinfeng, we've arrived, Nangong said. The third prince and the assassin were amazed by the fact that she was helping the alchemist. You wanted the Nangong family, which is our only friend, to oppose the Qin family, the young man asked. Luckily, he managed to explain it to her. He showed the maiden the weapons. These were Situ Xuan's daggers. After Nangong learned the truth, she decided to help the hero. So when you attacked us, she came to help us, Feng explained. You are nothing more than a group of turtles in front of her, the prince declared. What are we going to do? The assassin asked the royal family member. I don't care about you, Feng, so let's get this over with and leave, the prince declared. You kill others whenever you feel like it. But it stops being fun when it's your turn to die, the hero clarified. Shoot the arrows, Feng said. Don't think you can kill me so easily. I am still a 4th-level body-strengthening expert, the prince declared. One of the arrows hit the bastard right in the arm. He felt a burning pain. I didn't understand why I couldn't dodge the arrow this time. Ha! The third prince can't believe he was defeated, Feng thought. The young man knew about the royal family member's secret skill, but it could not be allowed to be used. The smoke was just a disguise, as if it had brought an army of archers running. But the ingredients for it were taken from the misty forest. Although the effect does not appear immediately, the prince's body is already slowed down. That was more than enough. Then the young man hit the bastard with all his might. The face of the king's family member changed after such an attack. It was difficult for him to contain the pain. The assassin, kneeling, asked how this could have happened. Now it's your turn, the archer shouted. You will answer for the death of my family members." Then the killer realized what situation he was in. The girl, without hesitation, shot an arrow into the bastard's head. Thus, the main players of the tournament were defeated. Feng's family members couldn't believe what they saw. "It is good that my enemies were eliminated in this very place," said the alchemist. "Now we need to increase our rating and kill as much prey as possible," he added, and the army supported him. The biggest problem was solved, and now the young man could prepare for the hunt. Suddenly, someone's blade pierced the young man's body. This was the third prince. He did not die completely. "Still want to go hunting?" he asked. The hero's comrades shouted his name in chorus. The alchemist wondered how this bastard managed to survive. Then, sharply snatching up the dagger, he tried to harm him. But he was shot down by another weapon. What the satisfied assassin released. Then it dawned on Feng how dire the situation was that he was in. A moment later, the prince pulled his blade out of the boy's body. "How interesting," he said. "I didn't expect a loser like you," the royal continued. "He will make me show his trump card." He did not calm down. "Third prince, what are you going to do?" The archer maiden intervened. "You are lucky enough to see my secret skill," the warrior declared. All those warriors who seemed to have died suddenly came back to life. Did I really miss something, the young man thought? If his memory served him correctly, the skill could transform a warrior who had just died into a ruthless killing machine. "I will destroy you all," shouted the member of the royal family. His second victim was a female archer. "You still won't win because your level of body strengthening is lower than mine," she said. But she didn't have time to shoot. The prince's speed exceeded hers. In the blink of an eye, he broke her weapon and dealt her a crushing blow. The maiden fell to the cold ground without strength. "You all think that I am an incompetent prince who relies only on his army, right?" asked the warrior. "I, Ye Fan, am stronger than all of you," the fighter declared. The guys were perplexed as to how he could have the 8th level of body strengthening. "Now, Qin Feng, it's time to pay for the shame you caused me." The prince did not calm down. With a deft swing of his blade, he inflicted serious damage on Feng. "Damn, I won't be able to resist him until I reach the next phase," the hero thought. "By the way, don't you like protecting your family?" Fan asked. The prince's soldiers grabbed the poor fellows and tied them up. "What do you want to do with them?" the young man shouted. With a swing of his blade, he cut down all of the hero's comrades. "I killed your people before your eyes," the prince shouted. "What do you think about this?" asked Fan. For the first time, the hero's face became what it was now, lifeless, devoid of any meaning. Out of anger, he cut the ground with his fingers. Then, losing his mind, he began to scold the prince. "I promised them that we would get out of here alive," he continued. But, having approached the prince, he was dealt another critical blow. "It's over!" Fan shouted. "Is this the end for me?" Feng thought. But a surviving family member appeared before him. "Qin Fen," the hero said with a trembling voice. "Oh, it looks like not everyone died from my first blow," the prince barked. The hero's comrade protected him at the cost of his life. "I recognize you and trust you. The future of our family is in your hands. Lead it," the fighter said as he said goodbye. After such a speech, Fan pulled out his blade from Comrade Fan's body. The lifeless body fell and said goodbye. "Run away from here." "Fen," the hero said quietly. Then he repeated the name of his fallen comrade. A few hours ago, a dialogue started between them. The hero's friend said that he wanted to fight for someone he trusted. In order to support the Qin family, it would not be a sin to give his life for such a person. Then Feng began to laugh at him jokingly, because he was afraid of the panther. So they continued on their way, Feng playfully mocking him, and Fen, taking it seriously, getting angry. Now, all that's left of him is a lifeless, cold face. Once again, someone died before his eyes in this life. "Qin Feng, run! Otherwise his sacrifice was in vain," the archer girl shouted. "How touching. You sacrifice yourself for others," the prince intervened. After his words, he aimed at the hero's head. Feng had enough strength to hold the bastard's blade in his hand. The prince was taken aback by what he saw. "That's enough," said the hero. "This time I won't run away." He didn't calm down. After his bravado, he broke the prince's sword into many small pieces. The prince's face changed. Fear appeared on it. While he stood there in a stupor, the hero took a swing, and he hit the bastard with all his might. The prince screamed from the pain he received. He didn't understand why Feng's strength had increased so dramatically. "Don't touch the third prince," the assassin intervened. While Fan was in free flight, the hero switched to another bastard, and he dealt a blow of equal force to the one who loves to throw daggers. The landing was hard for him, right on his head. "What, Feng's level of cultivation?" the archer exclaimed. The prince was perplexed as to how he managed to kill Situ Xuan. Could Feng be stronger than him? This thought flashed through Feng's mind. He was also amazed by the warrior's speed. The blow to the face did not take long to come. The prince flew even further than last time, his teeth falling out. But Feng had no intention of finishing, and began to pursue the bastard. He grabbed the bastard by the arm, and turned it inside out. The only thing that worried the royal family member now was where Feng had gotten such strength in the blink of an eye. As soon as the hero let go of the bastard, he screamed in pain. He had such a strange feeling, as if he continued fighting, he would die here. "Everyone, destroy him quickly," the prince commanded. Every second, an army of warriors appeared above the hero's head. "Qinfeng, forget about the third prince and run away. You are seriously injured and may die," the archer shouted. The fighters surrounded him and made their move. "Why didn't you run away?" asked Fan. "I ran away many times when I faced strong opponents, but later I felt regret," the hero said. "So what is the point of such a life? Even if I die today, I will take you with me," the hero continued. The faces of the king's fighters changed. The young man hastened to grab the prince by the clothes, and he scattered all the warriors with Fan's body. Then he threw it at one of the warriors. "Attack, you bastards! I will destroy you all!" Feng did not calm down. "Which of you will be able to kill me?" he asked them. Afterwards, he himself went on the offensive. Even after so many fatal wounds, he did not give up, the prince thought. It looked as if death itself was eluding him. Events moved to the imperial training room. The little third prince asked his father if he could consider himself the king of the whole world. "No, we are such only in title. The true kings are those who possess the imperial aura," answered the pope. "Even if you meet someone who is clearly weaker than you, the main thing is that you see his aura. You can't do anything except be afraid and surrender to him," my father explained. "Even you are afraid of them?" the boy asked. Feng was definitely who his dad was talking about. "I told you to raise your blade," the hero shouted. Even the prince's warriors feared the alchemist. "His body is full of wounds. Even if he kills the prince, he will die of exhaustion," the archer thought. "Stop!" she shouted to the young man. "There is no point in dying this way." "This bastard killed my family members. I will take revenge on him," Feng said. "Tell me what other solution there could be in this situation," he barked. But the hero's blow did not touch the prince's face. The archer didn't understand what was happening. "Why did you stop?" thought the prince. "No, of course, there is another way," Feng blurted out. "I will not kill you, third prince," said the hero. "But you will do what I tell you," he added. "I will do whatever you say," Fan said. I swear the bastard didn't calm down. The hero chased the royal family member into a cave and told him to get lost. Could he really have forgiven him, the archer wondered? But the Qin family members, are they still alive? Then she turned her gaze to the hero. "Are your wounds bleeding again?" she asked. The young man thanked her for her help. It was her words that reminded the guy of the third prince's secret ability. The girl was taken aback by what she heard. However, this could only help save their lives for one day. She didn't understand how Feng could mourn his family members, because frequent deaths are a common occurrence, and everyone gets used to it. It seemed like he really loved them. "Take care of them," the hero ordered the maiden. "In the meantime, I'll go to the endless sea of flowers," he said. "This is a forbidden territory. Even the imperial family did not dare to go there." "I have my reasons for this," said the young man. There were legendary medicinal materials there. If he could find them in one day, he would be able to cure his friends. This is the only way. At this time, members of the king's army were searching for the third prince. "Your Highness, how did you become like this?" they asked. The prince touched his man with his hand and sucked out his life force. "I can't get rid of Feng head-on, so I have to get rid of him in a roundabout way," Feng said. One of the warriors, meanwhile, was jumping from branch to branch. "I couldn't even imagine. I am number one in our Bai family," the boy said. His name was Ling, and even he couldn't handle the monsters he saw. He saw someone to his right. It was Qin Feng, who was busy marching towards the legendary herbs. "Hey, was that you I saw at the auction?" Ling asked. Could it be that he too came here to get the heart of the rosemary monster? The fighter thought. "You're ignoring me, it's in vain, you better retreat, you can't handle them," Ling shouted. "Even I couldn't do it, and you certainly couldn't," he added. Then the young man took one of them by the throat. The fighter looked carefully to see what Feng would do next. "Don't you know I'm in a hurry?" asked the hero, having destroyed the enemy. The other monsters were very frightened at the sight of this picture. "So whoever stands in his way." "This will be the end of them," he shouted, destroying 2 more. Damn, he didn't just kill 3 monsters in one move. His aura, Ling thought. She managed to scare the rosemary monsters. Soon the hero reached the place he needed. "Don't touch it. The alchemy master and his men tried to hack it once," Ling said. "But they all ended up becoming rosemary monsters." "Has no one really entered here for 100,000 years?" the hero said. "Open up!" Feng shouted. The seal began to change its appearance. The gates opened before the young man. Ling wondered how he managed to do this. This is something that a 4th-level alchemist could not do. Legend has it that at the end of the endless sea, rare medicinal herbs grow. As soon as I get the necessary components, I'll return to the cave, Feng thought. But what he saw amazed him. There was nothing at the very end of this place. He didn't understand why there was nothing here. "Damn, my friends, they're going to die," thought the hero. "It's impossible, I have to search," he kept telling himself. While the alchemist was running, his foot got caught in a vine. "Damn, what is this?" the guy screamed. "This is the Din Tao formation," the gentleman noted. A voice that came from nowhere asked the guy how he dared to come here to the endless sea of flowers. No, I entered the sea of flowers to find flowers that would help me save my friends, Feng shouted. I would believe you more if you said that you came here because of your greed, an unknown voice blurted out. But the hero didn't lie. Then the voice asked if you were ready to sacrifice your life for them. It's impossible, Feng said. I think all you have to offer me is empty talk, the voice said. But you are very talented if you manage to get here, he added. What I said didn't mean I wouldn't sacrifice myself for my friends, the hero blurted out. He is the only one who can help them. If you don't believe me, you can inject poison into my body, but you'll have to wait while I treat them, Feng said. Do you really think I can't save them? The voice asked. Well, to test whether you are truly ready to die for them, I mean a combination of cedar and animal poison, the voice said. But if I find even a drop of regret in you, the vine would not calm down. I will kill you without regret, the voice finished. The reborn hero could never have imagined that he would find himself in such a situation. Am I really going to turn into a rosemary monster in the end, he thought. At least he will be able to save his comrades. This is the only thing that can make him happy. But the guy's shackles suddenly disappeared, and he appeared before a huge field full of flowers. Why had all this disappeared, he wondered. Everything he saw was just an illusion. The spirit said that he had been conducting this test for 1,000 years, and now someone had appeared who had passed it. Take whatever you want, he added. The young man hastened to thank him for this. After some time, Feng got the flowers he needed. All that was left was to build a stove for cooking. My little friend, I will help you with this, the spirit said. Take this little stove, he added. Feng was delighted with such a gift. The furnaces were divided into 4 levels: heavenly, earthly, black, and yellow. When using such, the quality of the antidote would be significantly higher. Thank you. I will never forget your kindness, Feng said. Don't worry, I'll let you finish your work. See you later, the spirit said. Ling continued to sit on the tree at this time. Feng hasn't come out yet. He's probably dead, he thought. What he saw next stunned him. A huge crowd of monsters was heading towards him. On the western border, they were discussing who would defeat the monsters. It doesn't matter. The main thing is that everyone returns safe and sound, said the head of the Ye family. Something is happening in the wasteland, one of them reported. The face of one of the leaders changed dramatically from the information he received. There is a huge wave of monsters coming, from which no one can survive. The heads of the families looked at him in bewilderment. All this happened in the middle of an endless sea of flowers. Meanwhile, Qin Feng came out of the portal. Don't come out or you will be killed, Bai Ling shouted at him. I can't stop, my friends are in trouble, the hero declared. Wait for me, he shouted. And he attacked the monster he saw. The other creatures were furious that their fellow was wounded. What? Ling said in surprise. It looks like the only monster here is Feng. How does he manage to get through hordes of animals? Where did the guy get such strength from? Bai continued to reason. Then he left the tree and decided to follow the warrior. One of the old men who was at the border was kept so that he would not interfere. None of the students can get out of there, he screamed. I said let me go, the elder shouted. Is the head of the family delusional that anyone will be able to get out of there alive? An unknown person asked. It was the third prince. He insisted that he was the only survivor. The Ye family was glad that their man was still alive. Head Qin couldn't believe it, that only a member of the royal family had emerged from the forest unharmed. I only got out by luck, Fan said. Look at the loot I brought, he said, throwing the bag onto the snow. There were dozens of crystals from ferocious monsters. While they are priceless, your return is even more valuable, the clan leader intervened. Now he should get first place for his return, one of the old men suggested. The head of the Qin family was still stunned by this news. Sir, what are you doing there? Came from the forest. Everyone hastened to pay attention to this. Come on, help us quickly, we are wounded, they shouted from the cart. These were the members of the Qin family, and those whom the hero saved. What? So many people from their family survived, Chief Ye blurted out. How did you manage to do this? The head of Qin asked the alchemist. None of us died, and it's all thanks to Feng, said the one who saved the hero from death. Where we almost died, but the master brought us back to life, said the comrade. He did not hesitate while he treated them. Besides this, I was looking for other people in order to help them too. Mr. Feng saved dozens of people from my family, and my family too, the archer and Ling reported. As for our family, the Ye clan elder clarified. How could this happen? I deliberately summoned a wave of monsters, but of ours, the least survived, the third prince thought. What's the point of all this? Chief Ye intervened. The one with the most trophies wins, show yours. There are 25 in the Bai family, 3 more. Each surviving member of the Qin family had 5 of them. Ha, and you have the nerve to say 5, thought the prince. Then he heard something interesting. The guys did a general recount. In total, they had 300 pieces, all of which were received by Feng and divided equally. This was witnessed by members Nangong and Bai. How could one person obtain so many crystals? A member of the Yi family intervened. Ha, you, said the calm alchemist. A member of the Bai family admitted to the archer that he had picked up most of it from Feng. So that's how you are, and I got them myself, the maiden said. Well, the main thing is that everyone returned safe and sound, said the head of the family. Elder Ye, announce the results, the elder commanded. According to the number of the last crystals, the tournament results are shown. That first place goes to Feng with 300 crystals. The third prince took second place. Nangong is third with 28. Bailing has the fourth, the very last one. There were no survivors in Situ's family. The old man thanked the young man for his victory. Now the boy would have a new rank commander of a youth expedition to discover new lands. He will also receive power over his own area of spiritual lands. The hero's comrades were sincerely happy for his achievements. Then the alchemist asked to return to the city of Cloud Shadows. Don't you want to have your own lands? The elder asked him. Let's put this issue off until later. It will be easier to open a new region in those lands, Feng said. The old man agreed with the young master, while everyone was returning home triumphantly. The third prince looked at the winner with disdain. The next day, the young man left the capital. They did it quietly, without unnecessary attention. Thanks to their visit to the capital, they met a lot of new people. Yesterday was so much fun, but today no one even sees us off, said the giant. Suddenly someone called out to them. The entire top of the clan came out onto the balcony to say goodbye to them. Farewell, Feng's squad, they shouted. There were also other clans present, Nangong, and also the people of the Bai family. They all made a great impression on the hero. Why did they all come? Sankyu asked. Strangers appeared in the passage, one of whom asked the hero if he really wanted to leave without saying goodbye. Will you be able to use a human sword without me? Asked the warrior who saved the young man from death. Upon meeting him, Feng became even more shocked. The boys hastened to introduce themselves as disciples of the Qin, Fen, and Tiankong families. They asked for permission to join the research team. The hero laughed at the fact that he had received so much attention lately. Then listen to the order, the alchemist said. If the guys join the team, a lot of danger will await them. We are ready to go through fire and water, the young men said. Okay, then follow me to Cloud City, Feng said. Achieve success and glory together and earn world recognition. Half a month later, the hero returned to the city of Cloud Shadows. Since he knew that monsters would soon attack, he began building defensive structures. The old man who followed Feng began taking pills that prolong life. Word that the hero had managed to subjugate the Misty Forest, which brought in a lot of profit, reached other clans. Then they too began to explore the city of Cloud Shadows. Now all the families have begun to develop the forest, and whoever is the first to occupy the spiritual lands inside will receive a huge advantage. But fortunately, thanks to memories from his past life, he knew their location. So the guys had to show their determination. It was necessary to conquer the entire territory in the Misty Forest and establish one's own order. On the move, Feng shouted to his comrades, but suddenly someone stopped them with a question. You are the first ones who started to explore this place. The path the boys were planning to take was lent to them by the Situ family. So hand me your cards, said the leader. Otherwise you'll get lost there, Youngshi said. You are the largest detachment of your family, asked the hero. We will not give you such an important route, declared the hero's comrade. Then don't blame me for the consequences, Youngshi blurted out. Wait, the hero intervened. I don't want to offend you and I'll give you a route map, the young man said. Consider yourself wise, said a member of the Situ family. You're such a fool, added another squad member. Then the alchemist was asked why he gave up so quickly, to which he replied that a long journey would also be suitable. 6 hours later, the boys found themselves on the edge of the forest. His student asked the hero if they reached the required place late. Would there still be resources left? Actually, we are on the original route. I gave them another map, Feng said. Suddenly everyone felt the presence of a demonic aura. The powers of monsters are completely different from those of ordinary animals. These creatures are much stronger. If the hero's guesses are correct, the Situ family is now fighting monsters. That's how it all happened. The leader of their squad asked for help, watching his people being eaten by a huge creature. Meanwhile, 3 hours had already passed since the boys had been walking through this forest. They reached a stunningly beautiful place, Spiritual Land's target zone. All the young man's friends were amazed by the beauty of this place. But Feng had no time for beauty. Excellent, he said. There are no problems with gases here, and no one has mastered them yet. It was possible to make your own base here. Feng ordered his friends to scatter animal repellent powder. Fen turned to Sankyu, saying that the Situ family had been punished. Of course, the young master only makes the right decisions. They must have encountered monsters, they continued to mock. But then a huge monster appeared from the bushes. Fanjiang saw this and rushed to help them. What is this? The frightened warriors cried. Run, I'll take care of him, the giant commanded. But suddenly a terrible smell hit his nose. Damn, it's poison gas, he said. Brother, cried the comrades he had saved. But then a hero appeared. He managed to kill the monster with one blow. Be careful, it's a zombie monster. It was the first time Feng's friends encountered such a creature. Everyone move away, I can handle him, the hero declared. The young man wondered how such a creature could end up on the outskirts. Could this be because many people started to develop the forest at the same time? The creature hastened to attack the young man. but he managed to dodge. In flight, he took out a dagger, and he threw it right at the creature's head. But it didn't help, the gun broke. Then the creature looked at the hero with hatred. Why wasn't he hurt? Neither a sword nor a spear could take him, the young man thought. Then the zombie made its move. Feng miraculously managed to dodge. The boy was afraid that the monster had the strength of a level 1 great master. It was not possible to dodge the second blow. The hero's friends were concerned about the current situation. Don't come closer, the young man commanded. His strength was in no way comparable to the creature's skill level, but he couldn't give up either. The feeling of imminent death was the same as in the battle with the third prince. I need another chance at life. I can't die here like this, Feng thought. After all, in this life. I came to fight, the alchemist blurted out, getting to his feet. Giving up so easily was not in his plans. He hastened to hit the monster with his fist. You are an animal, don't think you mean anything, Feng yelled. After his bravado, the gentleman took the creature by the throat. Having written it into the tree, he shouted that such an enemy could not defeat the hero. His comrades were amazed by both his strength and determination. Young master, the cheerleaders shouted. Bring the chains, Feng commanded. A moment later, the monster's body was chained to a tree. Such a powerful zombie, and Feng managed to deal with it. It is too strong, Fan Jiang said. Be careful, his skin is thick. Your weapon won't penetrate it, said the hero. It was similar to what happened in the Badlands. The young man guessed that the feeling of approaching death caused an energetic effect. This power could help him overcome many difficulties. We'll deal with the creature later. For now, let's build a base as quickly as possible, the alchemist commanded. The team supported his choice. Outside the misty forest, a group of children were discussing how the Situ and Qin families had still not returned. Suddenly, someone appeared at the exit of this place. The research team led by Feng has returned. Only the leader of the Situ family returned. The hero's comrades began to praise his strength. Why are you still alive? And I met a monster. You lied to me. The leader of the family of murderers intervened. We also encountered a monster, Fen said. But their master Feng managed to deal with him. How is this possible? A member of the Situ family wondered. Meanwhile, the hero's comrades continued to build the stone walls of the base. Unknown warriors reached this place. Rumor has it that they are the most influential in this place, Yu Xiao said. An army appeared behind her, and its leader wondered why Feng's people were building walls on public land. Xiao turned her attention to them. These people were from the Fire Hunters Guild. Without a second's hesitation, they fired arrows from the huge mechanisms. The Qin family warriors didn't expect to be bombed. What are you doing? There are people there, Xiao intervened. Who dared to raise a hand against us in the city of cloud shadows? The old warrior was indignant. This old man's name was Qin Wanli. I, the third commander of the Hunters Guild, Len Xing. How dare you build walls here? The leader of the bastards intervened. Then the old man answered him that he was here for protection. Stone walls were the only way to protect himself from monsters. So that's your excuse, Sin persisted. He intended to destroy the wall. All his men were warriors with the 6th level of body strengthening. Who dared to touch my father? An unknown boy intervened. You're so brave, the boy added, and these words deeply offended the leader of the bastards. One of them was immediately stabbed in the back with a blade. Someone managed to kill such strong warriors with one blow, Xiao asked. Whoever you are, I will not allow you to harm my family members, the unknown person said. The hero appeared with his team. Today you will pay with your life, he added. Xiao didn't understand how a person with such a weak level of fortification could defeat the warriors. Do you think that if you could take out a couple of my guys, you can handle them all? Sin intervened. The one you killed is worth 10,000, he added. Shut up, the hero blurted out. After his words, he inflicted serious injuries on the bastard. In my eyes, your life is worth nothing, Feng said. Besides, by killing you, I got my hands dirty, he added. So now you have to pay me 100,000 gold for the effort spent. He did not calm down. Who is this person? Thought the frightened Xiao. Damn it, Qin. How dare you kill my people? Said the huge warrior with a two-handed sword. He was the true commander of the fire mercenaries, asking if the Feng family members could withstand his rage. Your rage, the young man said with a grin. How a third-rate mercenary guild dared to challenge Qin. You impudent fellow, how dare you threaten me? The huge warrior became enraged. Appearing above the hero's head, he declared that he would not leave a single living place on him. Damn, this guy won't be able to survive the attack, Xiao thought. But someone came to the aid of the young man. This force, what kind of power is this? The warrior wondered. The old man who came to Feng's aid smiled. It was he who handed his banner to the alchemist. The blow delivered by the legendary warrior caused the guild leader to fall to the ground. I stepped away for a moment, and then there was already a riot, the old man barked. The head of the guild was perplexed as to who he was to deal me such a blow. It began to dawn on him that he was in the presence of a great master. Then he became afraid for his life. He hastened to apologize and said that he had no evil intentions. Do you think you've offended a minor family member? Asked the elder. No, this is the one we've been waiting for with great impatience. Could this really be the same Feng who took first place in the tournament? The warrior wondered. Realizing who the unknown young man was, Xiao was also taken aback, because everyone already knew who he was, but not everyone knew what he looked like. Then the huge warrior apologized to the alchemist and offered him to kill all the members of the guild except the leader. "Take your men and clear the spirit lands of beasts," Feng commanded. "What, you say that you managed to find such?" asked the surprised warrior. "Why should this be strange?" the hero clarified. The fighter was amazed few had ever managed to do this, but the young gentleman had already accomplished this task. Maiden Xiao watched this situation from the side and thought that the hero needed to gain more experience. Then she left her mount, and she hastened to call out to the young master. "Can I join your team with my people?" she asked. "No problem," the young man replied. "But my group is only at the chi and blood level," the embarrassed Xiao continued. "It's okay. 90% of my team is at that level," Feng said. It was strange that with such a weak team they almost captured the spiritual land, the maiden thought. "I swear to serve you until my death," Xiao declared. 3 whole days have passed since then. "How is the squad that recently joined us?" Feng asked. "The new guys were seriously wounded in the last battle." "What happened?" asked a worried Feng. "This is the work of the 5th group of the Situ family. The girl was captured while escorting troops. The bastards also ordered that the Holy Land be handed over to them within a week. Otherwise there would be consequences. They are taking out their anger on us because their team was destroyed by a monster," Fen said. "They have 3 people in their army with a body strengthening level of level 3 or higher. We have to confront them after all. We have old man Yu Lao," Fan Jiang intervened. "If the guys can't handle it, they'll have to give up the land." "We understand your doubts. This is still their main clan," the student stated. "No, 7 days is enough," said the hero. The boys looked at him puzzled. "Captain, are you going to give it back in a week?" Fan Jiang asked. "No, I meant to prepare to fight them during this time," the young man stated. "They won't be able to intimidate us," he added. "The captain has been so impulsive lately," the giant warrior noted. "Do you doubt my decisions?" Feng asked. Then the warriors hastened to fall to their knees. "We fully support your decision," they said in chorus. Fen and Sankyu parted ways, starting to talk about how they were fed up with the pressure from other clans. "Captain, what next?" asked Fan Jiang. "It's time for them to find out," the hero began. "Who is the true king of this forest now?" After this, for a week, people noticed strange actions from Feng's group. They carried materials from the spiritual land back and forth, and it seemed that the threats from the Situ family did not frighten them. Everyone thought that the Qin would give up this land. However, she did not submit to these bastards. Situ's group was now going to take her away by force. The new deputy commander of the bastards was Yunqiao. His body strengthening level was at the 9th level. He intended to destroy all the Qin people. "Forward," Yunqiao commanded his men. One of the scouts reported to the leader that there was no point in launching an attack. The alchemist's men had left the area. "They probably thought we would run away after seeing this," said a member of the Situ family. "The Qin built fortifications, probably planning to resist. It seems that these cowards are still afraid of us," Yunqiao said. "However, I discovered one thing here," the warrior said. "It was something that was chained. Most likely these are treasures," said the leader. The team received orders to remove the shackles. "Haha, from now on this is our land," the leader shouted. Then he heard a scream. A huge zombie was chained to the tree. How did he end up here? A member of the Situ family wondered. The creature did not hesitate and hastened to attack the warriors. They realized too late that they had fallen into a trap. The clan leader ordered his men to retreat. All of them left the battlefield at that very moment, but the gates to the fortress immediately closed. "Damn, we're trapped here," the leader blurted out. The monster's actions were not long in coming. Someone went out onto the wall to see what was going on there. "Feng," he said, "how quickly they got caught." "It was worth it," one of his men said. The zombie was specially tied up by the hero with iron chains. The creature was capable of destroying many who were at the level of strengthening the body. Fan Jiang clarified what we will do next. A rabbit may bite if provoked. Now it was time to release the tiger into the mountains. The gate opened, and the head of Situ was ready to run inside without thinking. "Hurry!" he shouted to his men. "Ha, we did it," he rejoiced. "Are you sure about this?" Feng asked. "Sudden attack," the young man shouted to his men. "We will put you in your place, because the old man is not with you," the leader declared. "We all have a body strengthening level of level 3 and above. It will be easy," he added. The warriors of the Situ family approached the hero's army. Then Feng and his men armed themselves with bows. "Fire!" shouted the young master. Their arrows gradually began to hit their targets. After his attack, the hero and his army disappeared into the forest. What kind of idiotic tactics are they using? The leader wondered. Having climbed deep into the thicket, they set their sights on the bastards. "Attack!" the alchemist shouted. Several other people from the Situ family were shocked. "Let's hide," Feng blurted out. Fan Jiang began to follow the guy. "They want to take advantage of the terrain and pick us off one by one," the leader thought. "We can't allow our soldiers to be lost. Pursue them," he screamed. Then all the team members ran after their leader. They almost managed to catch up with the Qin family. "Accept your death," Yunqiao shouted as he lunged forward. They saw archers behind them. In a moment, they were surrounded. "Are you following us knowing that there will be an ambush here?" asked the hero. As the captain said, "Don't overestimate the intelligence of other fools," Fan Jiang said. "Do you think we are surrounded?" asked the head of the Situ family. "Feng, your army is just trash. They are nothing against our guys," he added. The archers pulled their bowstrings even tighter. "Don't look down on us," said the hero. "Split into groups of 5 and start attacking them," the alchemist shouted. "Shoot, these are just light injections for us," said the leader. "Destroy their troops," he commanded. At that very moment, he and his troops rushed into battle. Then, I heard the sound of arrows being fired. Turning around, he saw that his entire army was dead. 7 days ago, there were really a lot of chi and blood people in our team, the hero began. I used countless spiritual herbs from the new land, and spent days and nights preparing pills to strengthen my body. After this, they continued to consume these pills. If one didn't work, they tried 10. If those didn't work either, they tried 100. Thus, the level of strengthening of the team's body became equal to the first. Although most of them are at the stage of strengthening 1. "We have a chance to win," said the hero. "Damn it! If this continues, I'll die," thought the head of the killers. It seems there was no choice. "Save me," the warrior cried. Fighters appeared in the air and called the hero scum. "I am a representative of the elite of the Situ clan," the old man declared. "You have disgraced the name of the clan," he added. Using his strength, he pushed Sankyu and the others aside. The hero managed to keep his balance. "Damn, the masters intervened," Feng said. The leader of the defeated army began to complain that it was the alchemist who had destroyed his Ryabayats. "Since we have intervened, we will destroy these fools," said the old man. Then he instantly moved to Feng. So fast, thought the young gentleman. But at that very second, Yu Lao appeared in front of him. His face was angry. He was unhappy with the current situation. "I'm fine," he told Feng. "So this is Master Qin of the past years?" the old man asked. "You were truly remarkable in those days," he continued. Then the old warrior instantly left the place where he stood. "Your life and strength must be running out, mustn't it?" he asked. But Yu Lao was strong, and the fighter managed to repel this blow as well. The legend is that he was once invincible. "Today it will be destroyed," declared the old man of the Situ clan. "The master is so powerful," said the leader of the gang that the zombie got rid of. "Old man, be careful," the support group cried. Yu Lao's strength was already running out. In the blink of an eye, Elder Situ was right above the legendary warrior. His attack was aimed at Yu Lao's chest. "Damn, the burp finally came out," declared the Qin clan's trump card. "Who said I can't handle it?" he shouted. And with all his might he struck the old man, who was confident in his powers. His eyeballs nearly burst from the damage they received. Exhausted, he flew off the tree that the warrior broke with his body. His minions were amazed by the strength of the legendary warrior. "Let's attack together," one of them suggested. "Oh, Feng, it's all your fault that I've been overeating for the past couple of days," Yu Lao said. Now suddenly the lost strength returned to him. "I'm still a little unused to it," he said. The light that emanated from the pike blinded the bastards. The old man did not hesitate and fired a bright beam at them. "Looks like I've outdone myself today," Yu Lao said with a laugh. At first, he had difficulty moving due to overeating. How is this possible? He was just suffocating. The Situ family member was indignant. Yu Lao was the hero's main asset for the last 7 days. All he did was help the elder regain his strength. Then the bastard who called his elders began to apologize to the old man, saying that they didn't want to steal anything. "If that's the case, then let's have a duel to the death," the hero suggested. "I agree," said the Situ family member. The hero's student approached him and informed him that the enemy had a 9th level of body strengthening. "You are too arrogant, Feng," thought the warrior. Then, taking out his sword, he shouted that it was time to begin. A battle began between the boys, and it continued at an incredibly fast pace. "Sir," the worried girls cried. "What's wrong? You were so confident in your abilities," said the bastard. "This fool is so proud of himself," Fan Jiang blurted out. During the fight, a member of the Situ family noticed something. That all this time he was fighting with the captain's shadow. "I was just practicing," Feng blurted out. How could this happen, the bastard thought. If he couldn't even discern a shadow, he would lose. "Feng, stop using your tricks and fight fairly," the fighter said. "That's all I pray for," said the hero. Then the bastard hastened to attack the guy, who managed to defend himself. "Sir," blurted out the girls, worried about the alchemist's life. "Don't underestimate me. My survival was no coincidence," the warrior declared. His family technique was the art of the energy of the dead. He could drain the energy of his comrades and temporarily enhance his skills. Thus the bastard reached the first stage of master. The purple energy was strong. Feng could barely maintain his balance. Feng asked Yu Lao to help their leader, otherwise he would die. "Don't worry so much," said the old man. Feng told him about it earlier. He is now deliberately putting himself in a state of mortal danger. Its purpose is to search for certain sensations. "Bastard, these are all your tricks," said the hero. "Do you think you can handle me?" he asked. And he attacked the bastard with all his might. The hero's comrades were taken aback when they saw such an increase in strength. "This is the hero's secret technique," Yulao declared. "It can only manifest itself on the brink of death." So the guy used the opponent to practice this skill. "No, I can't lose to him," thought the Situ family member. Then he took out another dagger. "I was going to put all my remaining strength into this strike." "Bastard, if you see that I am here," said the hero. "Then why don't you kneel?" he asked. Seeing the hero's aura, the enemy hastened to carry out the order. He felt an overwhelming fear. The bastard was completely unable to resist. "I surrender, don't kill me," asked a member of Situ's family. Then Feng grabbed him by the throat. "I don't just want to get rid of you," the young man said, "but also destroy all members of your team," he added. "This is bad," said one of the bastard's henchmen. "I haven't forgotten about you," the alchemist declared, starting to destroy them as well. In an instant, all members of the Situ family were defeated. "Our master is truly strong," said his student. "Today, spread the word about the destruction of the 5th detachment," the young man commanded. "Anyone who dares to oppose us will be destroyed," he added. The boy's comrades knelt down in recognition. "This is the real power of our family," Yulao said. Success came to the hero when he began to use this power on the brink of death. The alchemist didn't understand where she came from. A month later, everyone knew about the feat of the Qin family group. The Situ family, having begun to seize the spiritual lands by force, was eventually destroyed in a retaliatory attack, and they had no choice but to admit defeat. The head of their family was afraid that everyone would find out about this shame. Many people in Cloud Shadow City did not respect the Qin family. But after this event, the opinion of all sorts of bastards has changed. At the sight of the hero and his retinue, they nodded affably. Xiaoxiao was responsible for collecting information. She said that the destruction of Situ was the biggest event, and everyone in the country was talking about it. "That's good," Fen blurted out during lunch, "but there were other events too." Even though they had no relation to Qin, Feng asked the maiden to tell him. The Ye imperial family staged a coup against the Yue Yao immortal palace. Listening to this, the hero spilled boiling water on his hand. The hero's comrades asked him what had happened. In his past life, these events were supposed to happen decades later. A few days later, in the misty forest, the Qin family was about to seal their spiritual lands. Accumulation was too easy, and the surplus was sold. The mine manager came to the guys to buy elixirs. "This is the elder of the Baikaomeng clan, Li Mo. He came because the prices for pills here are low. That's why he came. A poor and wretched place," he said. These words touched the hero. Then he saw a girl. She seemed familiar to him. The hero was so absorbed in looking at her that he didn't hear what the elder was telling him. The old man needed pills to stop the bleeding. The hero had none of those. "And this is such a good store that you were talking about." The old man was indignant. "Don't worry, we have others," Feng said. "I can offer you an elixir of life force," said the alchemist. They were much better than what the old man had originally wanted. "How did you manage to create them?" Li Mo asked. Then Feng explained that too many spiritual herbs had accumulated. It was clear that they were made by non-professionals, so it was possible to bargain. The old man wanted to pay half the price for them. Since Feng was the only one who produced them, and his quality was excellent, he proposed a competition to Li Mo. If the young man wins, the old man will buy the medicine at retail price, otherwise, the hero will sell it for half price. The old man liked this proposal. The quality was a little inferior, but after all, these were first-class pills. The point was, who could make the most pills in half an hour? The old man suggested to begin. This was the elder's unique skill. He also used a first-class stove, so he believed that victory would be his. But the hero was no slouch either. The old man was even surprised at how the young man managed to create so many pills. Moreover, they were created simultaneously. But it seemed like Feng was getting very tired while doing this. The old man believed that if he could just finish on time, he would definitely win. "Done," the young gentleman blurted out. Li Mo was amazed by the alchemist's talent. Sankyu brought his friend a pot that was the wrong size. "I'll cut your salary this month," the hero declared. The old man was surprised by the fact that Feng only expressed his dissatisfaction with the size of the pot while cooking. After half an hour, the hero's pills were several times stronger than the old man's medicine. The young alchemist's goods were also of higher quality than Li Mo's. "How did you manage to make them better quality than the ones you were going to sell me?" He was indignant. "Ah, so my student prepared them," Feng said. The old man was speechless from the information he received. Then he fell to his knees. Li Mo declared that he would buy them for double the price and asked the young master to take him as his disciple. "I can't do this, but I will share the method, but on one condition," said the hero. Then Feng pointed his finger at the familiar girl. "Give me this favor," he blurted out. This caused a commotion in one of the rooms. "He just brought a woman before my eyes," the maiden screamed. His student was very jealous because of this. It turned out that the woman in the blue robe was just a servant that Li Mo had bought on the way. "Don't pretend, Lu Xiaoshuang, even if you change your skin color," the hero said. The woman was speechless. She was the supreme mistress of the Lunar Grotto. What do you want to do? The girl asked. I will help you because I know that it was you who killed the Ye family members, Feng said. In his past life, this woman helped him many times. And what are you going to do? They took my palace by force, she blurted out. Someone outside the door reported that the Ye family members had come here for an unknown woman. And you say you will help me? She asked. You told them about me, the enraged girl screamed. Xiao Shuang tried to attack, but the hero intercepted her hand. You are seriously injured now and you can't do anything to me, Feng said. Now undress, he commanded. Where is she? Shouted the warriors running down the stairs. They say a foreign woman has come to see you, Guard Officer Ye yelled. Now because of this, the Qin family will be considered malicious violators of the law. Having knocked down the door, she shouted, Get out quickly! Who's there? Feng asked, lying in bed. The lady lying with you is suspicious, said the guard officer. How can my woman be a criminal? The hero asked. If I am wrong, I will bend my knee before you, declared the battle maiden. Well, we'll see, she added. Then the woman removed the blanket. Xiao Shuang didn't have any injuries, although they claimed that they couldn't be hidden. Then he began to check the girl's development. There were no signs of training either. Now that you've calmed down, Feng asked, after raking up my bedroom. This can't be. The head of the guard was indignant. In fact, the injuries haven't gone away. The hero simply applied a special powder that concealed the severe damage. He also gave a healing pill that had not yet been invented in this era. The officer was simply beside herself with rage and error. I think I'll be going, she said. But Feng stopped her, telling her that she had promised to kneel. Qin family dog, do you dare to challenge me? She asked. You better not get too cocky, the head of the guard insisted. Feng decided not to stand on ceremony and attacked her. Who are you grinning at? Asked the alchemist. I destroyed Situ's squad. Do you think I will be afraid of you? Asked the hero. You scared my girlfriend, the gentleman added. Dream on, I won't apologize to you, the maiden blurted out. The young man began the count by punching the arrogant fighter in the face. He swung his sword twice. The head of the guard wondered where a member of the Qin family got such strength. 1, shouted the young gentleman. I was wrong, please forgive me, said the maiden. Now go away, Feng ordered the tearful and broken maiden. What a shame, what a humiliation, she thought. Forget about seeing my body, Xiao Shuang blurted out. And what kind of excuse is this that I am your girlfriend? She did not calm down. Well, it's acting, said the embarrassed young man. Damn, this clan is too shameless. It made the head of the guard angry. Then she noticed a huge cocoon that was chained. Could this really be the woman I'm looking for? A cry was heard that attracted the hero's attention. What's the matter? He asked, approaching the head of the guard. My face, it's scratched, the woman screamed. I will make your clan pay for this, she continued. You freed the monster yourself, the hero barked, grabbing her by the clothes. We sealed this monster with difficulty. Do you understand what you have done? The alchemist shouted. What can one creature do? Asked the head. Then both warriors looked at what was happening behind them. What she saw amazed the fighting maiden. Both of them ran towards the scream. The face of the head of the guard changed. All her people were dead. Judging by the tracks, the monster was moving towards the city of cloud shadows. The old man went into the thick of the forest to clear a vacant lot, and did not have time to return. Perhaps I can handle him, thought the hero. After all, he had secret skills. The last time he finally managed to deal with the creature in time. At this time, the monster was slowly walking through the forest, almost managed to reach the city. She had no choice but to beg Feng not to tell her people that it was her fault. Then the alchemist asked Fan Jiang to send a dove to the city, saying that a huge zombie was coming towards them. He then approached the rescued girl and said that he needed to prepare materials for the confrontation. After this, she needs to be close to the hero. He will protect her. Initially, she wanted to hide her identity, but now she has been found out. Then the maiden looked back carefully. It seems I need to find a safe place, she thought. There was a commotion in the city. Everyone wanted to save themselves. The gates had not yet closed and the creature was about to enter. Help, the poor people cried in fear. Anyone who dares to leave will be killed, the unknown person said. How about helping me kill him? Asked the third prince. Strong warriors from other families arrived in the city and were glad that they had the opportunity to prove themselves. What are you doing? Why aren't you letting us out? The disgruntled people screamed. Sanqiu appeared and asked the prince why he was doing this. Hey, that's the dog from the Qin family, the arrogant warrior said. He ignored the question and went on the attack. The warriors almost reached the huge creature. You can't handle it, leave, Feng's comrade shouted. But they didn't care. They attacked. One of the fighters found himself above the monster's head. The third prince dealt a serious blow to the zombie with his sword. After this, the creature lay in the ground. It's amazing how they managed to finish so quickly, one of the people said. Sanqiu shouted that if the monster's mouth was not closed in time, it would start using forbidden techniques. Ha! How cowardly the Qin family member is behaving. The warriors laughed. The monster's eye suddenly began to glow bright red. Then he screamed with a deafening, terrible sound. The whole town heard it. Run quickly and take the people away, Sanqiu ordered. Despite the sounds the zombie made, he did not get up. "If you couldn't kill him," said the prince. "Then watch how I do it," he added. Behind him appeared the same zombie with a huge horn on its head. The warriors noticed him and became frightened. The creature damaged the prince with its claws. A warrior from the Ye family flew into a nearby building and broke its wooden roof. "What is this?" asked the stunned warriors. One blow left the prince unable to move. "How dare you raise your hand against him?" the warriors shouted. And they all hurried together to attack the creature. But the zombie dealt with them without any problems. "Damn it, we can't beat him," the guards screamed. The creature that asked for help rose to its feet. Now they have started to terrorize the local population together. "It's not good. It's too late for people to run away," Sankyu said. The zombie almost got to one of the poor guys, but the hero's comrade managed to protect him. "Run, don't worry about me," said the warrior. "Hand over my corpse to the Chin family," he added. "Thank you, Commander Sankyu," said the crying villager. "Feng told me to protect this city. I can't let him down," thought the hero's comrade. But he managed to dodge such a strong attack. Then, grabbing his sword, he said that he would not allow the monster to harm the inhabitants, and he stabbed the zombie in the neck with his sword. But his weapon broke from such an attack. It was the monster's turn to act, and he easily knocked Sankyu aside with one blow. Excited residents shouted the fighter's name. It was important to them whether the hero's comrade survived or not. "Run faster," said the weakened Sankyu. "Leave me alone," he added, clasping the monster's leg. "I'll do everything in my power before the commander arrives," the guy reasoned. The zombie, noticing him, struck him with his huge paw. The young man howled from the pain he received. "Is this really my limit?" he thought. "We have been hit and cannot fight. But the Chin man is still alive after so many blows," the prince reasoned. Then the monster threw Sankyu up. The residents continued to shout his name. "I can't stand here any longer," he thought. The guy had always been a coward, and for the first time decided to prove himself. "Perhaps I didn't want to disgrace the master," he thought. But then Feng arrived in time and helped his wounded comrade. Sankyu glanced at his savior. "Sir, you have come," he said. "What?" Feng decided to save his subordinate, thought the prince. Sankyu apologized to Feng for failing to restrain the monster. "No, you have done a great job and gained time," the alchemist declared. "Now trust me," he added. The animal dared to touch his people. "I won't forgive this!" Feng shouted, aiming his fist at the vulnerable spot. "Ha! He's weaker than me. He can't handle it," the prince blurted out. "Have you forgotten how I defeated you once?" Feng said, hitting the monster. The blow was so strong that the monster broke through the wall with its mass. The creature was defeated. The prince wondered how this could have happened with one blow. "He is so strong," people said. At that very second, a second monster appeared behind the young man. Taking advantage of the moment, he attacked the boy. People froze in anticipation of what would happen next. As expected, he can't be a hero forever, the prince thought. "Wait, something's wrong," the Ye family member reasoned. "Why Qin Feng? He did not calm down. Why doesn't the guy have a single scratch?" "Bring the pill!" shouted the hero. "I'm already in a hurry," Fan Jiang replied, carrying a huge red-hot ball in a cart. The alchemist thrust his sword into him, and he hurried to get into a fighting stance. "It's no use," said the prince. "The weapon won't take him," he added. "Die!" the hero shouted, aiming at the creature, and he plunged his sword into the huge carcass. The blow was so powerful that bright red energy began to emanate from the monster. The monster squealed in pain. "Wow, this is so cool," people rejoiced. The young man was able to deal with the monster so easily. The prince wondered where he got such strength from. The hero knew that a normal weapon would be useless, and the prepared pill could cause a fire, which could scare away the monster. Another creature sensed the death of its comrade, and she hurried to escape from this place. "Having seen the death of a comrade, do you want to run away?" asked the hero. "But about Sankyu," the alchemist said. "The bills for him have not yet been paid." After these words, he threw his burning sword at the enemy. The blade reached the zombie's leg. He fell, screaming in pain. "You dared to harm my family," the hero did not calm down. "I will definitely pay you back double," he added. Then he stabbed the zombie in the chest. This was far from the end. Then the alchemist threw several charged daggers. All of them hit the target. The creature screamed in pain. The two zombie demons were dead, but the demonic energy was still present. "Damn, he turned out to be stronger than all of us again," the prince thought. People thanked the hero for his feat. "Don't come any closer! There's a lot of demonic energy here!" the hero shouted. People looked at him in bewilderment. Someone stood near the trees and watched the young man's actions. It was the maiden he saved. She didn't expect the guy to have such powers. She wanted to take advantage of the chaos and get away. But as soon as she turned around, a zombie demon with a crown on his head appeared in front of her. Looks like he was the leader of these bastards. Seeing him, the maiden was speechless. The monster grabbed her with its massive hand. "Another one," people shouted. "This is the king of the undead. Everyone hide," the young man ordered. She was immobilized by the monster's massive fingers. "The only thing I regretted was that I wasn't able to escape." Then the creature was about to eat the girl. Then she decided to fight. She had no choice. But suddenly I heard a familiar voice. It was Feng who attacked the monster and said that no one had the right to touch his girlfriend. He managed to grab her so that she wouldn't fall. It was clear from the girl's face that she was glad to meet Feng. "Don't reveal your skill level," said the hero. This king sensed her injuries and came to the smell of blood. So if she wants to leave the battlefield, she shouldn't go through the forest. The maiden was glad that the hero was going to destroy the monster for her. The creature meanwhile tried to attack. The sword tempered in the pill has already lost its properties. Feng had no choice but to arm wrestle. The monster's fist was faster than the boy's actions. The creature hastened to attack the hero. The blow was so strong that it seemed as if the guy had died. Such a powerful blow made the young man fly into the air. The girl he had bought and saved told him to run away and not take such risks because of her. During the flight, some thoughts began to creep into his head. He remembered his past life. "Qin Feng, go away. You won't be able to cope without my protection," the girl said. The hero of the past looked at her pitifully. The demon's target was the alchemist. After the last battle, the maiden was already dying. "Go away quickly," Xiaoshuang ordered him. In his past life, the hero left her for the sake of the whole world, but lost both her and what he was trying to protect. This time, everything will be different. Clenching his will into a fist, Feng tried to escape from the clutches of the monster.
"I won't lose you again," he shouted.
His face became the same as during the battle with the third prince. His body was covered in a fiery aura. Putting all his strength into the blow, the young man attacked the zombie king. The attack was so powerful that all the accumulated energy was spent. Leaving his opponent no chance, Feng continued to deliver multiple blows. How he managed to envelop his body in flame pill, Xiaoshuang wondered. He fights for me even at the cost of his life, she thought. After such an attack, an explosion occurred on the battlefield. The hero managed to defeat such a strong opponent.
"Qin Feng," his friend shouted.
The third prince had been watching the battle all this time, speechless at the abilities of his sworn enemy. "The young master really did it," Sangqiu said. "Your captain was almost killed. Why didn't you help?" the head of the guard asked Fan Jiang. The giant fighter clarified who said he would be beaten to death. Their captain deliberately brings himself to a state of near death. Now all attention is focused on the alchemist. I can run away at any moment, Xiaoshuang thought. "Are you okay?" Fan Jiang asked the young man. "Better tell me how she is doing," Feng asked. But in the place where the maiden had been, there was no one left. Could it be that she left, the hero thought? Suddenly someone took his hand. It was a rescued girl who asked to help the hero. "So you didn't leave?" Feng asked in surprise. "You bought me. Why should I leave?" she clarified. "And the young master said that I was his woman," Xiaoshuang added. In fact, the maiden herself did not understand why she did not run away. Previously, she aspired to become the next ruler of the palace. Her mother forced the girl to be strong since childhood. Since she was born, she has never experienced peace. But this time she was protected. Feng had an unknown power that calmed people's hearts. Although in the future she will have to take revenge on the Ye family for the palace. For now, the maiden wanted to stay close to the hero. A huge shadow suddenly appeared over the city. Where did she come from, after all? There was a huge plain outside the city, Feng thought. What he saw amazed him. A huge golem appeared before him. Feng wondered when he managed to show up here. The people did not understand what the young man was looking at. There was nothing there. Xiaoshuang noticed that something was wrong with her savior. Then he remembered what it was. Earth Mother, the legendary great monster. It has now become clear why demons appear so often. In a past life, this golem was superior to demons. He has the ability to control poisonous insects and undead. In addition, the earthly mother can arbitrarily take the form of a location. It can be either a mountain peak or a plain. The birth of the golem marked the awakening of the great demon that destroyed the demon city. This was all not a good sign, Feng reasoned. In a past life, Mother Earth suddenly attacked people when a demon was resurrected. It seems that in order to cope with a future disaster, the hero needed to be well prepared. A few days later, the prince's act of almost killing the city's inhabitants spread throughout the dynasty. And the news that Feng had managed to destroy all the monsters shocked the dynasty. The Qin family was pleased with this news, and Grandma wanted Feng to return to the capital in the future for his development. But the young man refused, citing that he still had things to do. He asked his grandmother to warn the other 5 clans to prepare for the demon invasion. The second request sounded like this: the hero wanted to get the opportunity to enter Danji. It was the largest alchemical organization, and had strict rules to enter it. One had to study from childhood. But the grandmother did everything possible to ensure that the young man was able to get there. The woman introduced the new student to the boys. The young man introduced himself and said that he was glad to meet him. "Ha, your family is the weakest," said one of the students. The guys didn't greet him very well. But Feng didn't come here to study. There was a treasure hidden in the cave under the pavilion. The demon sword Luo Shen, formerly owned by the demon emperor. Its power will help stop the monster attacks in the future. However, at the moment no one is able to lift it. This artifact would determine the future of humanity. So Feng had to try hard. The teacher yelled that the newbie wasn't listening to her. Master Yang declared that the young man was the scum of the Qin family. No, teacher. I was just thinking about how to get into Dangei's crypt, Feng said. The guys immediately started laughing at him, saying that only high-level students could get in there. You'll need at least 3 years of study to get there, the teacher said. You just came here and immediately want to do what others have been trying to achieve for years, she blurted out. I actually listened to what you taught, Feng said. Then repeat the method of purifying qi and blood pills to me, Master Yang asked. What she hated most was the bunch of losers who used their power to enter the pavilion and live a full life. So she wanted to destroy the young man. The students were only happy about the fact that a member of the Qin family was being put in his place. Okay, since the teacher doesn't want to save face for me, then I'll be polite, the hero declared. You are not worthy of my retelling, for I listened to your story and found 20 mistakes in it, Feng declared. Insolent Qin, you dare to humiliate the master, the maiden barked. The students just laughed at this situation. Okay, I'll point out your mistakes, but there's no point in talking, the hero blurted out. Let me just perfect the pills and show it to you, the young man suggested. The guys didn't believe that the newbie knew how to prepare medicine. Don't disgrace yourself, they shouted. If he can't, then I'll just humiliate this arrogant boy, the teacher thought. The first mistake was weak fire, because the maiden was clearly afraid of burning the medicinal materials. After this, Feng made the flame burn brighter. Master Yang wondered how he managed to do this. Low heat will not produce medicinal properties. The teacher was shocked by the fact that the hero treated the forest grass so roughly. He must be just bragging, the girl thought. It looks like he won't be able to perfect the pill, the teacher thought. A moment later, Feng said that everything was ready. What, so quickly? Master Yang blurted out. This is impossible. It would take her several hours to create a good quality pill. It seemed to her that what the young man had produced was just a dud. Then she knelt down, and she reported that the pill was of perfect quality. The students also did not remain on the sidelines. They were amazed by the hero's abilities. Teacher Yang, at your level, there is still room to grow and things to teach children, Feng said. Damn, this guy humiliated me in front of everyone, the woman wondered. If you want to survive, show me respect, Feng said. If you dare not respect your teacher and not appreciate kindness, I will break your face, Yang was angry. You have problems with sleep and often have diarrhea, right? Asked the hero. Her face changed from what she heard. After using the toilet, you have an unbearable smell and often a feeling of tightness in your chest, Feng continued. And also the feeling that you will soon die. The alchemist did not calm down. How do you know so much about my illnesses? Jan asked. I could help you, but you are making fun of me, so it is better to forget, the young man blurted out. The teacher bit her lip in anger. She took him by the leg and began to beg for help. This is your way, before you wanted me to kneel before you, Feng said. Then she began to cry from her helplessness. Bowing her head, she said that she was wrong and asked for forgiveness. Please save me, Jan added. Okay, I'll write you a prescription in a few days, Feng said. Thank you for your kindness, she repeated. The students still couldn't get their heads around the fact that the young man knew how to prepare pills and that he made the teacher bow. Then one of the guys suggested that his brother talk to the new guy. Okay, blurted out the tired purple-haired guy. The bully's name was Ye Wujin. After the lesson, the hero went for a walk. At first he was going to find the location of the crypt. Suddenly someone called out to him. You did so well in class today, Ye Wujian laughed. It seems you are my classmates, said the hero. The third prince was Wujian's cousin, so the bastards wanted the young man to lick the boots of the main bully. His body strengthening was at the 3rd level, and I was wondering why you seemed familiar to me. But it turns out you are a relative of the prince, Feng said. Get ready to lick, the bastards laughed. A moment later, the young man lifted his leg, and he attacked the arrogant member of the royal family, slammed his face into the ground. His friends were shocked by what they saw. Did you really think you scared me? Feng asked. Break his limbs, screamed the beaten man's comrade, and they all rushed to attack at once. Do you want to break my limbs? The hero clarified. Then I will send you to meet your forefathers, he said. The hero tripped one of them. The blow was so strong that the bastard burst into tears. Despite the pain he was experiencing, he ordered the others to continue the attack. After a couple of good blows from Feng, all the bastards were defeated. They had no choice but to lie on the floor and groan in pain. Everything is fine. They are just resting, said the hero. The other disciples were shocked that a member of the Qin family was able to deal with the bullies from Ye. You attacked me stealthily, Wujian was indignant. If I don't chop off your leg today, I won't dare bear my last name, he said. Today there will be another disabled person, the bastard's comrades declared. Wujian, are you still pursuing those who have talent in alchemy? The unknown person asked. It was the pavilion's first student, Yi Xueru, who declared that she would take the bully to lynching. Usually the virgin protects the weak. If you have a position here, don't think you can control my family, Wujian said. Today I will make a cripple out of him. The bastard did not calm down. This is a show worth seeing, his comrades cried. She tried to stop it with her words, but it was not at all difficult for the hero to deal with such an opponent. The girls were amazed by his martial arts skills. With one blow, Feng not only disarmed his opponent, but it also dealt critical damage. The bastard rolled on the ground and begged for help. Then he began to rise a little. The blow fell on the men's weakest point. Wujan screamed that he would not have children in the future. "I've used this trick so many times. Why is your memory so bad?" asked the hero. Everyone saw that he attacked first. The hero said goodbye. The disciples stood in confusion at what they saw. Alchemy masters are always weak in martial arts. Wujan was always a headache, but a newbie dealt with him so easily. "If you want to be safe, you can join our hall," Shiru said. Men were never allowed there, so the guys envied Feng. "Thank you for your kindness, but I prefer solitude," said the hero. The boys were perplexed as to how he could reject such an offer. The maiden came here after hearing the news that the young man could refine the pill, but she never expected that his martial arts skills would be so good. Meanwhile, the hero reached the entrance to the pavilion's dungeon. Incredible pressure, even here, he thought. Could this really be the power of the demonic sword? But to enter there, he first had to become an advanced student. He decided to start with a test for senior students, which is held every 3 years. He went to a girl he knew with the news that he needed to pass an exam for advanced students. "To do that, you have to live here for at least 15 years, Jan said. "If you want to cure your illness, then give me a chance," Feng said. "Okay, I'll talk to the elder from the pavilion," she blurted out. Feng thanked her as he said goodbye. Meanwhile, the guys were crowding around the wall with information. They were outraged by the fact that the new student Qin Feng had only been here for a few days and was already able to participate. Wu Jin was furious that he received less power than the hero. "Are you angry with him because he refused Xueru's invitation?" the stranger asked. "You are also unhappy that the boy stayed here for several days and was given such an opportunity, and also dared to flirt with the woman he likes," he continued. This was the son of the pavilion lord. If Feng could pass the test, the boy would kneel before the hero. "Now the Qin family member is dead," Wu Jian thought. "The third prince heard that you were beaten. I will do everything so that you can raise your head with pride," said the lord's son. The day of the test arrived. "The 3-year monitoring has begun," the old man said. "This is every student's dream," added the pavilion lord. "Becoming a senior student meant that you would receive better quality materials for development." The lord hoped that everyone would work well and be able to pass the test. Feng also took part. He wondered how difficult control would be in this era. The first stage required students to demonstrate their ability to control fire. Those who demonstrate the best abilities will be promoted. "The test begins right now," the lord shouted. All the guys started working hard. Feng's family member's brother reported that he had done something bad to the hero's stove. This time he was going to get back the face he had lost in the fight. "Look how big the fire is," the disciples cried. "Yes, his skills are really good," the old man noted. "Now my fire is the biggest. Now Qin probably looks pathetic," the bastard reasoned. But be that as it may, the hero also managed to achieve something. The lord's son built it and was amazed that the pillar of fire was 4 meters high. Flame control technology was outdated in this era, he thought, as the highest flames had ever been was only a meter. The hero's art was the best of the best. He was able to transform fire into the form of a dragon. These tricks managed to amaze all the kids. "We damaged his stoves. How did he manage to do that?" Wujan wondered. "His management skills are even higher than mine," Shiru said. The lord's son saw her gaze and knew that he could not allow the maiden to fall in love with Feng. "Father, stop. It looks like we made a mistake in setting up the oven," the son blurted out. "You're already a big guy. Go and figure it out yourself," the chief said. The one who set up the hero ran as fast as he could. "Go swap stoves with Qin Feng," he told Wujan. The young man was not against changing. "Everyone, watch me," a member of the Ye family shouted. He believed that he could handle fire. The lord's son suggested to his friend that they pay attention to Wujan, but she said that the Ye family member was a lazy person. "No, this is the student I was educating," said the self-confident teacher. "It's time for my big performance," said the purple-haired idiot. But instead, all he created was an explosion, from which he himself suffered. Someone was flying towards the lord's son. It was a burnt Wujan. "This is your talented student," Xueru asked. "There was a mistake. Feng is not really that strong. He is lucky that he has a good stove," the son blurted out. Suddenly something caught the maiden's attention. A huge fire phoenix appeared in the air. "What is this?" they shouted from the stands. This man-made wonder was operated by a member of the Qin family. How was it possible that he even managed to increase his fire after the replacement? The son reasoned. The hero knew that his performance was the best. The organizer noted the newcomer's skills. Feng's control technique was capable of intoxicating people, Xueru thought. The second stage was called the Battle for the Pill. The competition involved defending your medicine from other iron balls. "Wow, great," the students said from the stands. Among the elders who interfered with those going through the tournament were the lord's son and Xueru. "I'll definitely make Feng feel embarrassed at this point," the first one thought. Participants began implementation. "Since this is a classic game for alchemists, then I will provide interesting opportunities for it," thought the hero. The elders began to interfere with the newcomers. They launched huge spiky balls into the air. They mercilessly destroyed what the participants had done. "My pill is broken," the students screamed. "I was out so quickly," said another. The Lord's son chose the most powerful blow to stop Feng. His next priority will allow the hero to make a fool of himself. With his eyes, he greedily searched for Feng's pill. She was taller than all the others. "What is this?" The headman's son was indignant. "Why doesn't anyone attack her?" the hero asked. "So big, like he wants to be a target," one of the elders said. "Never mind. Today I will disgrace this impudent fellow," the Lord's son blurted out. "Everyone get out of the way. I'll deal with him myself," he shouted. The arrogant guy launched his ball into the hero's huge pill. Xueru was afraid that it was all over for the young man. But the Lord's son's piece of iron was just child's play compared to what Feng had prepared. The ball flew to the hero's feet. "Who controls the little broken ball? Haven't you eaten?" the alchemist asked. How could she be harder than iron, the Lord's son wondered. Xueru said that the Qin family member had so many secrets. She admired him. "Everyone attack the biggest pill. Whoever breaks it will receive a generous reward," shouted the organizer's son. Then a multitude of iron balls flew at the young man's creation. "There is no doubt that after this, Feng will lose," the maiden thought. The hero just smiled at this. Nothing could stop him. "Our balls are broken. How is this possible?" the elders wondered. It was a stone pill. In purified form, it is stronger than iron. Then the guy started to destroy the remaining shells. "It's so shameful when the younger one crowds us out," said those who prevented the kids from taking the test. It was the first time they had seen the prey become the predator. "He is too strong," the elder blurted out. "Yes, Feng is better than I imagined," Xueru reported. The Lord's son could no longer allow his girlfriend to be outraged by the newcomer. The elders were puzzled as to why Feng's pill had stopped working. Then the Lord's son tried to control the stone ball so that it fell to the ground. "It looks like someone wants to manipulate me," the young man thought. "Yes, please," added the young gentleman. "Why is she flying in my direction?" the Lord's son wondered. He narrowly escaped Feng's attack, but the ball began to approach Xueru. The Lord's son completely forgot that his girlfriend was behind him. "Help!" she screamed. But then Feng appeared and destroyed his creation with his own hands. The pill was no longer usable. The maiden saw a real man in the young man. The elders couldn't believe that a member of the Qin family would do this. "If you secretly control my creation, that's fine. But I didn't think you would put the girl in harm's way," the hero said. The Lord's son was a real coward. The elders couldn't believe it. "Feng, what are you saying? How could I control anything?" The family member of the head was indignant. "Your pill is on the ground, you lose," he screamed. "Yes, Qin Feng, how can you talk like that about my son?" the old man intervened. "He wants to blame me for something I didn't do, and win Xueru's heart," the guy explained. "What a hypocrite Feng is," the other guys agreed. "Ha, you failed the test," the Lord's son mocked. "What if I can provide evidence that you are guilty?" the hero said. "Are you all familiar with the art of divine knowledge?" Feng asked. The old man heard of such a thing for the first time. "For example, if you bought a pill from an alchemist and want to know if he created it, you resort to art," Feng explained. "For spiritual strength will remain in her." "Okay, I'll try," the leader said. Afterwards, he directed his energy towards the creation of the hero. She gave up her spirit, which rushed upward. "Look, my spiritual energy has returned to me," the hero declared. And the other one rushed towards the Lord's son. "Dad, this is all a lie," the bastard justified himself. The father had no choice but to hit his son. "You slander, and then you laugh in the face of the accused." The old man did not calm down. "Apologize to the young master," the Lord ordered. "Damn, I'll have to do this in front of Xueru," he thought. The other participants couldn't believe what had happened. Then the father did everything himself, saying that the test results would not lose their significance. Since the pavilion's creation, no one has achieved this. The maiden took a step towards the hero, and she asked him what he liked to eat. "I'm not picky. I don't like fish," the alchemist replied. After hearing this, the maiden ran away somewhere. One day, Xueru said that if she liked someone, she would cook for him. This made the Lord's son feel even more pain. Now that he was a senior disciple, Feng could enter the cave. As expected, there were other senior students there too. The hero asked another student how to get down. "Who are you that you dare to call me that?" came from the stranger. "If you want to go down there, you need to buy diving clothes," said salesman Kuai-Jiang. "But why?" Feng clarified. "Don't act like a fool," the seller was indignant. "A sinister creature is suppressed in the pit, which tirelessly radiates energy. His clothes allowed him to delay death or insanity for 1 hour. The merchant thought for a moment. And he said, "You owe me 1,000,000 gold pieces." "Ha, for that price he will never go down there," the students cried. In fact, it was worth 10,000, but Tijiang told him to take care of the hero. "If you can't afford it, then leave," said the merchant. Then the young man twisted his arm and asked, "Do you really think you can talk to me like that?" "Oh, you broke my arm," the seller said indignantly. Then the young man took out some paper. "It's just 1,000,000 gold, who can't afford it?" said the hero. It was a banknote with the required equivalent bearing the royal seal. For the hero, this was not a big expense. He could have earned much more by selling the pills. The seller didn't expect that the Chin family could be so rich. While he was examining the banknote, he didn't notice the hero's leg. The young man hit the bastard and threw away the robe, the price of which was 10,000. Who needs this trash? Feng said as he said goodbye. I can manage without him, the guy added. Nobody could believe it. The only one who could go down there without protection was the pavilion master. As Feng got closer, he sensed demonic energy. His face changed completely, but there was nowhere to go. It was time to go down. The energy was overwhelming, so he covered his face with his hand. Ha, you must be scared. Go back and take the robe, the merchant squealed. At this, Feng only smiled, and he risked jumping down into the unknown. The salesman and his students couldn't believe it. In the air, the hero managed to grab the chain with his hand. The power of demonic influence on the human mind was very great. But Feng was an alchemist, and in his past life he relied on spiritual power. Although at the moment it is not that big, this demonic influence could not resist him in any way. The merchant was shocked that the hero immediately ended up on the 10th floor. There was psychological resistance. The demonic aura could not corrode it. Suddenly the hero noticed something. The monster's energy transformed into huge tentacles. Ha, this idiot went down to the 15th floor where the monsters live. He laughed. Now only death awaited Feng. Damn it, demonic vine, what should I do? The alchemist reasoned. This plant absorbs blood and meat, thus becoming stronger. It was capable of making an entire area uninhabitable. Is this all? He thought. The plant completely enveloped the hero's body. Ha! This fool died for everyone's attention, the merchant screamed. Suddenly, a red light began to form from the plant. Breaking the stems, the hero shouted, "Let me out!" How did he manage to escape? The seller shouted. The young man was again on the verge of death, so he gained power and began to destroy the remaining stems. He didn't just get rid of the monster, but even though he managed to get down 3 floors, the pavilion master could only get down 2. The young man had time for a little rest. He needed to get down another 31 floors. I want to get the sword, but using force to destroy it is not the best option, Feng thought. But he remembered that she loved blood and flesh, so it was possible to turn to a master for help. It's impossible. It took the head 10 years to get down, but the young man managed to do it in 1 day. The guy reached the main building. So you want me to bring a cart of dead animal carcasses into the academy every day? The leader asked. If so, I will help you get rid of the monsters, said the alchemist. Every year the old man had students who were ready to undertake a similar feat, but all of them died, all except Feng. The old man did not believe that the young man had already been there, so he told him not to get cocky. Jan showed up and announced that a student had broken the diving record. And who is this? The Lord asked enthusiastically. It was about her student, Qin Feng. He also managed to open 3 more floors. You really did it, the Lord clarified. Master, could I stand next to you now if something happened to me? Asked the hero. Tell me how you did it, the Lord interrupted him. The next day, a cart with carcasses rolled up to the pit. The young man placed one of them on his shoulder. The students didn't believe that Feng would jump there the next day. Normal people needed a month to rest. Feng just gave the master a big gift, but it was worth it. As he jumped, tentacles appeared in front of him. In just 1 day, the vine was able to grow quite well. Luckily, the hero had some food for her. The vine wanted to eat the beast, but the speed of its ascent slowed. Then Feng, throwing the carcass on the floor, said just right. He asked the monster if he wanted to devour this beast. If you want to eat, you must obey my orders and let me through to the next level every day, the hero declared. The monster began to crawl slowly. She understood the young man, which means she had achieved spiritual intelligence. An alchemist might try to tame her. I will return tomorrow. The road you opened should not be closed tomorrow, Feng said. If this continues, he will be able to obtain not only the sword, but also the vine, the combat power of which is growing. Meanwhile, night had already fallen. The Lord's son could not calm down about what had happened. He was eager to take revenge on the young man. When I take over the pavilion in the future, Xueru will reveal his talents to him, he thought. Then he noticed that the lights were on in the conference room. The elders discussed the next successor. It was the Chief Lord's turn, and he announced that if he handed everything over to his son, everything would most likely collapse. That's why I proposed Feng's candidacy. These words hurt the guy. The elders were against it, as the alchemist was new here. Yes, that's right, he's a nobody here. He didn't make any contribution, the Lord's son repeated. He gave us the recipe for 6th grade pills, the chief stated. The elders' eyes widened when they heard this. The grandfathers said they had never heard of such things. Feng must be a big shot to share something like this. In the end, everyone was unanimously ready to hand everything over to the hero. The Lord's son did not believe what he heard. The alchemist, meanwhile, brought a new gift for the vine. In order to prove his power, he wrote a recipe for the master. It seems he went too far, since you have been using pills of a maximum 5th grade in this era. Feng managed to reach the 25th floor. Dinner is served. The rules are still the same, the hero blurted out. The plant obeyed and began to devour the carcass. Within a few days, the guy managed to subjugate her. She even began to show affection towards Feng. "I have to go, see you tomorrow," the hero said as he said goodbye. It will be problematic for him to cope with the demon. Now he needed to find time to perfect the pills that would help him achieve a breakthrough. Meanwhile, the Lord's son took out his anger on the punching bag. "Brother, I have news about Qin Feng," his man reported. The son said he didn't want to hear anything about this bastard. "No," the young man took out a pill from the pavilion worth $500,000. "He must have stolen it," said the ward. The Lord's family member was surprised by what he heard. Once everyone finds out about the theft, Feng will not be able to become the heir. It was time to go and hold him accountable. The guards didn't let this couple pass at night. Then he shared with them what he had learned, adding that it was necessary to catch the thief. "When I become the heir, I will reward you for this," said the bastard. "Yes, let's catch him," the rest of the guys supported. "Ha, today I will ruin your reputation, Feng," thought the possible future heir. There was a huge crater in the forest. Inside it, the hero created 6th grade pills. It would be better if no one knew what he was doing. Fortunately, they don't take much time to create. "I found him! He's here!" shouted one of the students. "Surround him quickly," someone from the crowd shouted. "Tell me about your crime," the Lord's son blurted out. "Are you here to cause trouble?" the young man asked. "You are not in a position to talk like that. Catch him quickly," the arrogant guy shouted. The guards hastened to attack the young man. They had already gotten very close. One of them jumped up and intended to hit the hero with a sword, but Feng turned around in time and knocked out the bastard's teeth. "Get away," added the hero. The other fighters were amazed by the young man's strength. The first guard flew into their crowd and knocked them down. How can he fight while refining the pill? The Lord's son was indignant. "Damn, I can't lose face today," he thought. "All the elders come with me," he commanded. "There are so many seniors here, you can't win, Qin," the Lord's son said. Suddenly, Zheru appeared here. She covered her mouth in surprise that her love had been attacked. Feng, however, destroyed the warriors without any problems. It was a kind of warm-up for him. The Lord's son fell to his knees. "A bunch of bastards came here to get it," he asked. "Why are there 2 Qin Fengs below?" she asked. "My image is enough to deal with you," said the hero. "Damn, his martial arts are strong if he can fight us as a clone," the bastard thought. Then he turned to the disciples. "Everyone who takes part in the fight against Feng will receive 1,000 gold. Money became a powerful argument, and they went into battle. The hero was already at his limit. "Even if you win now, you will still be despised in the pavilion," the son reasoned. Suddenly, 3 unknown people ordered us to stop. "Taijang, what are you doing?" the Lord shouted. "Dad, he stole a pill worth $500,000, the son said. His father looked at him with displeasure. Then he went down the mountain, and he hit his son with the words, "Bastard." Zheru watched with trepidation to see what would happen next. As it turned out, the hero didn't steal anything. It was a gift. The other students were amazed at how generous the Lord was. Since the young man had given them such a valuable recipe, they decided to thank him. The students didn't believe that such people existed. "Dad, how can such a poor family possess such valuable knowledge?" The son did not calm down. "How is this possible?" the old man blurted out. At this time, Qin was busy with something important. Made a 6th grade pill. "What is this?" Tijang shouted. "This is the spirit of pills, according to legend. A successful process led to the collection of the energy of heaven and earth. A spirit appeared in the form of a dragon. It turns out that Feng is a 6th grade alchemy master," the son clarified. Everyone knelt down, because the guy's skill was higher than that of the pavilion leader. In their lifetime, they were fortunate enough to witness the creation of such a powerful thing. "I didn't expect him to be a hidden genius," Zheru said. "Master Qin, can we watch you clean it?" the old man asked. The answer was positive. "Everyone be silent and watch," the leader commanded. "If anyone disturbs, they will be expelled." "Damn, he's so talented and young, they'll definitely give him the pavilion," Tijang thought. 3 days have passed since then. The hero demonstrated the cooking method and everyone watched in awe. Before the end, the dragon spirit flashed its eyes. "Almost ready," declared the alchemist. A bright red pill appeared from the dragon's mouth. The spirit hastened to hand it over to the hero. The young man even had to coordinate the dragon a little. A moment later, the spirit handed over the necessary artifact to the master. She wasn't just a 6th grader, but it was also perfectly prepared, the head blurted out. "Qin Feng is incredibly strong," Zheru said. "Thank you for the praise, but I learned these skills from my master," the hero said. The old man bowed his knee before the hero. "Master Qin, now that your strength has convinced the entire pavilion, I ask you for one thing," the Lord declared. "Future leadership needs such talents. Would you like to take over as head of the pavilion?" the old man asked. Zheru didn't believe what she heard. Damn, father really did it, Tijang thought. The one who reaches the top becomes a master. Your strength has surpassed mine. If you lead the pavilion, alchemy will flourish throughout the country, the old man continued. In the hero's memories, the old man was the last master of the pavilion. Eventually, it disappeared due to attacks from other and hostile countries. In his previous life, the hero also used his inheritance and thus achieved the title of God of Alchemy. "Thank you, master," said the young man. He accepted the position and promised to spread and glorify the Dan way. Excellent. Then in the future I will renounce my post and take the place of the elders. Thus the hero became the new head. The students were delighted with this information. Yes, I will obey him as the master of the pavilion, said the maiden. Why don't we pay our respects to the new master? Asked the old man. All the members of this place greeted the hero with respect. You don't have to be polite, Feng said. I will do my best for you, the hero added. Then the old man turned to his son, who, as punishment for all his idiocy, would transport ferocious animals to the pit every day. Dad, but I'm the pavilion master, Tijang mumbled. 3 days later, the sellers at the trading market saw the son of the former pavilion master as the buyer. They laughed at him for being demoted. Damn, why was Feng so lucky, he thought. One of the strangers asked him if he needed help. Don't worry, I can deliver the meat myself, said the lord's son. You don't understand. I can help you kill Feng, the stranger said. Who are you? Tijang asked with a trembling voice. There are many eyes and ears outside, the assassin said. We can come in and discuss it, he continued. There were 4 more people like him sitting inside the tent. It seems they are all master-level experts, the son thought. The people were from the Mountain Ghost clan. Meanwhile, in the house of the new master, the hero's former teacher told him that he would soon have to choose good students for his class. Okay, Teacher Yang, go. Otherwise the students will think we are having an affair, the leader blurted out. Once he became a master, she changed completely. Someone called the master from behind the door. I've prepared dinner for you, Xueru said. Thank you for your work, Feng said. Master, I want to ask you for advice, she added. Why doesn't she perceive me as an outsider, the hero thought. And what kind of questions are these, the alchemist asked. I will feed you and talk at the same time, she said. Later the maiden left and Feng closed the front door. Since he became a master, it was not easy for him. But there was still a month before the city would be destroyed, and the demons would be reborn. His current strength is not enough to deal with the great demons. He created a special pill to improve his development. The materials for the tablet are rare, but the master helped him with it. Now I'll try to break through, thought Feng. A yellow aura then formed around him. He did this until the morning. By dawn, steam began to come off the young man. Initially, the guy wanted to achieve the 5th level of body strengthening, but the effect was so good that he reached the 9th. While getting dressed, I decided to go to the sword. Now the boy had the strength he needed. Today was the day of recruitment of new recruits. The hero had already organized everything for this. After so many days of feeding on vines, he can reach the bottom. The hero deftly jumped to the very bottom. Great chaos is coming. To destroy the city, he must get the sword. The city was recruiting new students. There were a lot of them, so it was easier to find talent. Suddenly, someone caught their attention. It was a gang of murderers. If you're not on the list, you won't get in, the senior student said. Then one of the assassins pointed his blade at the poor fellow. Afterwards, the warrior struck the student. The rest of the students were amazed by this performance. Xueru shouted at the bastards, "What are they doing?" Then the killer turned towards her. "We just want to know where Feng is," he said. "We are here to take his life," said the assassin. "Eat well today," the hero ordered the vine. "Today I finally got here," said the alchemist. The great sword was 10 meters away. The gentleman was speechless at the sight of him. The legendary weapon was magnificent. The demonic energy emanating from him was very strong. Even with his mental strength, it began to seem tiring. There was no choice. Time was running out. Feng hurried to touch the artifact. Having grabbed it with his hand, he could not stand on his feet. Something had to be urgently thought up to get him out of the stone. The young man's eyes turned red. He was on the verge of death. Putting all his strength into it, the hero screamed. "You are a demon. Why do you need protection?" asked an unknown voice. "You are the same as us. Why resist?" he continued. "Haha, this is my true self," Feng said. "I was born to lead the demons," the alchemist blurted out. He added that he would destroy the entire human race. A mysterious creature flew near the vine. It noticed the hero in his trouble, and it flew towards him to help. The creature opened its mouth full of sharp teeth, and it bit the young man with all its might. After this, Feng's eyes returned to their normal color. He came to his senses thanks to this creature. This was the true form of the demonic vine. She considered Feng to be her parent and absorbed the evil energy. "Can you help me again?" asked the hero. "Then let's draw the sword," added the gentleman. Grasping the blade, the hero shouted, "Come on now." The demonic aura began to destroy everything around. Stones began to fall from the walls. It was completely unbearable for the guy, but he managed to do it. He pulled out the blade. "It finally worked," the hero blurted out. He demonstrated this to his new comrade. According to legend, the sword has unprecedented power. The one who wields it is capable of destroying the most powerful monsters. In past memories, Mother Earth and her assistant were in the realm of emptiness above the realm of the Great Master. It was said that the blade was emitting demonic energy, but where was it now? Feng wondered. Did he really submit to me? The hero reasoned. Cries for help began to be heard from above. The hero wondered what was going on there. In a moment he found himself at the very top. The picture he saw amazed him. A murderer came to the pavilion. The students screamed. At this time, a member of the Ye family was tied up. "Be patient and wait," one of the assassins blurted out. They tied up all the strong students. The Lord's son watched all this from hiding. "Ha, the Mountain Ghost clan has almost captured all the main members of the pavilion," he said. Today, he colluded with the Mountain Ghost clan and deliberately allowed them to enter the pavilion. All the bastard needed was for them to kill Feng and father. Thus, he will become the sole heir. Suddenly, a killer entered his room. "Why are you still here? It's not over with father and Feng." The bastard was indignant. "If everyone finds out about the conspiracy, I will not share the money with you," he said. The assassin drew his blade, and he pierced the Lord's son with it. "Do you really think we're doing this for the good of the pavilion?" the assassin asked. After the murder, they hurried to leave the room. "In fact, they are here to exterminate everyone, so that the legacy of Dan is destroyed." "Everybody, listen to me!" shouted the killer. "If everyone doesn't go out into the streets now," he continued, "it will destroy one student every minute." Someone ran up shouting to let the boys go. "Don't you dare touch my students," the old man declared. One of the bastards pounced on him. The old man was unable to do anything. "You really decided to help your students. You fully justify your title," said the leader. The Lord thought he still had the strength to fight, but it was not so. These were the opponents of the first and third masters. "Where is the new master, Feng? Did he run away in fear?" said the leader. "If he doesn't show up, we'll kill everyone," the killer said. "Pavilion Lord," Sueru shouted. But the bastard didn't have time to kill his grandfather. Someone knocked out his teeth with a fist. It was Qin Feng. He came to help his people. "What are you doing here?" the young man asked them. Shueru and the rest of the guys were happy to see the new leader here. "Ha! I didn't expect you to handle him," the leader blurted out. The old man said that they were very strong and it was better to run. "If you die here, it's all over," he added. But Feng didn't care. He had a great artifact with him. "Don't worry, everything will be fine," the hero said. The bastards looked at him with displeasure. The words that the hero's journey will not end touched them. 3 strong warriors left their places. Together they attacked the hero. Then the alchemist took hold of the blade of his sword. In a few seconds he pierced them with the artifact. The old man was amazed at such speed and ability. The guy managed to kill 3 great masters with practically one blow. "How dare you kill my people?" The leader of the bastards was indignant. "Destroy him!" he shouted to the others. The Lord advised the boy to be more careful, because there were more opponents. "Don't worry, I won't even do anything," the gentleman said. "It's the vine's turn to show what it can do." "You must have gone mad with fear," shouted one of the warriors. The small creature developed tentacles. The people of the clan of assassins could not imagine such a thing. "What the hell is this?" their leader blurted out. In a moment, the bastards were tied up. Then the creature began to strangle them. The creature swallowed the impudent warriors. "It's had its fill of these bastards. What kind of creature is this?" thought the Lord. The students were also amazed by this picture. The old man realized it was a demonic vine. He didn't understand how Feng managed to do this. "This is her original form," the young man said. Dealing with first and second level masters was now as easy as pie. But there were still monsters present here. The leader of the bastards whistled for someone. A huge shadow appeared above the boys. Sueru, seeing this, was overcome with icy cold and fear. Before them appeared a 9th level great master, a snake that tears apart the void. The old man, seeing the monster, thought that everything was over and that today was the last day for the academy. "I initially thought it was a matter of killing a bunch of idiots who practiced alchemy, and there was no need to use the monsters tamed by the clan," the leader of the bastards declared. But Qin Feng's abilities greatly surprised him. "Don't worry if he dares to use such a weapon against me," said the hero. The bastard got trapped, the guy finished. A huge demonic energy flew towards the snake. Something strange began to happen to the creature. Her eyes turned white and she became enveloped in a purple aura. This force caused the head of the assassins to fly.